Couldn't do it. I couldn't wait the 10 minutes. Look, if I'm ready, I'm ready. If I'm not, then, well, whatever. Anyway, good evening, troopers. Commander on deck. Welcome, welcome. Hey, TI. Hey, Snowy. Hope you guys are doing good. We're here to serve. Yon. Good, good. Good to hear. TI. Glad you're enjoying the position. But yes, it is time for the weekly debrief. So all the nonsense that happened over the week, we get to talk about it and laugh at it, and I get to rant like an idiot. Should be fun. Thank you for like the heads up, by the way, TOA, because like some of the stuff that you brought up, I am gonna talk about. I wasn't gonna originally talk about the VTuber. I mean, well, you brought up like 2 VTubers, but we're gonna talk about both of them. We're gonna try to. Oh my god, this one scares me so much just looking at them. Their model is so scary, like a plastic doll, and not in like a even good way. It just looks scary. But and also like thank you for like the follow up of like that the mean girl VTuber and her follow up, and like actually it seems like she's kind of repentant a little bit. I think I just kind of skimmed through this. Yeah, it looks like she kind of like okay. What does that mean? I have no idea what the fight. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, thanks for like that follow. We're probably gonna like go with it effort. I don't know if I'm a mod on YouTube to kick, but I have those streams up to 200 tip. I don't think you're a mod there yet, but I will give you the mod. I'll give you like a mod status later if I remember how to do it. Dustin at 2, done. Found Dustin at 2. Damn it. Like said all like the loot stuff you find though. I'm very curious about that game. Even I can't get into it. But yeah, let's just get into like all this random bullshit that happened over a second-hand skill. Oh my god, I know Kick is the problem child. Yeah, Kick is like annoying. Let me see if I can get you there on Kick. Can you like say something in Kick real quick so I can try to mod you over there? Like again, like you're right, that is the problem child. Eliminate pre-row and give your community. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Shut up. Okay, let me see if I can like mod you. What that does. I'm gonna try to do it the same way you do it on Twitch, and let's see if it works. I doubt it, but maybe it'll work. As moderator. Alright, there you go. Yeah, I've added you as a mod on Kick. Get to it. Okay. But yeah, that's like the really bad one, usually because all the freaking bots over there. But okay. 6-7. Shut up. I hate it. You saw it? I saw what? What did I see? The I don't want to pull it up because I'm scared I'm gonna show it on stream. Actually wait, no, you're not seeing it. Oh, you mean like the one where they're in their like the bunny girl outfits, and that one chick was she had like a token like between her pussy lips. You just stuffed it up in there. I mean, that's the one place to hide your aces, your trump cards. I mean, why not? God, Brown does like holds back no punches whatsoever. It's fucking peak. Anyway. Let's get into the nonsense. Oh boy. Make sure the music's not too loud. Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, all right. So this was like the most recent thing. The first game where she touches it. Like they all touch themselves. That's the thing. The one that won the poker game and got the other bunny girls to show. Ah, okay. Oh, the one that was like in the back. Okay. Like sitting between the two of them. Okay, yeah, I guess she was the main girl. Anyway, but yeah, this is like not the big story of the week, but it's like a more recent one. I kind of blew up a bit. From what I understand, it's this VTuber, and let me like, yeah, that's her name, Demi, blah 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 blah, blah whatever. I don't want to like go through. I'm not gonna have like Rav like say everything. I like to like do my own commentary. This drama literally started at midnight. Yeah, like it literally like okay, so it's like very recent. Okay. But yeah, this is Demi, and she's a pretty popular VTuber, like 216k followers, because of course. And what really like ticked this off was this call, like not accusation or like call for preference of like, hey, just a reminder, I'm extremely comfortable with not safe work art of me, but I think this was in a response to one of the other characters in this story, who's kind of a minor character in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, this guy. I think it was a response to an art from Meme Poster. Now, I don't know him, but I'm actually familiar with Meme Poster. He is an artist. He's a really good artist. And honestly, I'm a little on the about him now because of this whole thing. I'll get to that. I'll get to why later. But he draws a lot of VTubers, bad ones, I might add, because he doesn't do any of the VTubers I like, particularly me. But he draws a lot of art of VTubers, and like usually spicy art too. He's a very not safe for work artist. And usually it's mostly tame. I don't think he usually draws like VTubers like getting like dick down very often. And I don't think that's what it was with this artwork. I haven't seen the original. I think we're gonna see it like later down the line. But I think that's what she was responding to here. And like this whole thing where like it really comes around to her like not being clear of like, oh, I don't want certain things like regarding like art of her. Basically just saying that she's okay with sexy stuff but nothing like too explicit, and like I get that. And I think that's what she was trying to get to at the very beginning, you know, like look the art over there in the corner, like that I would call that like spicy or ecchi art. But it's not explicit, like, you know, like I like my dick isn't out, my tits aren't out or anything, I'm not getting dick down or anything like that. It's spicy but not like super explicit, you know, like straight up not safe for work. But I like to use as a, I mean, like, actually pull this up here. Yeah, it's lewd, but not, like, explicit. Oh, I can't show you some of this stuff. What I like to use is the, this meter right here. E for everyone, teen, mature, and art, and adult. I would call this art over here in my corner, I'd probably call this, like, maybe a teen, actually. Mature would be, like, maybe nudity, and then adult would be like straight up like, you know, like stuff sticking out and everything. And I think that's what she's implying. She's like, she's okay as long as you don't like show nudity or, you know, penetration or sex or anything, or her like in a what's that one thing, like at a glory hole post, you know, with dicks coming out, or her stuck in the wall, you know. I'm being really explicit, but you know what I mean. Demi always do the same. Starts drama, gets called out, and she slithers back away and bends the knee. She has done it before. Alright, okay, now I'm seeing, okay, so this is a pattern, huh? Okay, I can kind of see this. But the thing is, like, it's just her being, like, very, like, unclear. Like, and I can understand, like the, I'm not gonna show the post because I don't want to go looking for it. But I can understand having some misgivings. Like I gave you guys like my my rule regarding like art of me. Like please don't do like AI of me, because like I don't consider that. I consider it fake. It doesn't feel right. I don't like it. So like I'm not gonna stop you if you make AI art, but like don't put it where I can see it. And if you do put it where I can see it, I'm gonna delete it. Like period. Like this is how it is. I don't want to see that. Like, that's pretty much, like, my one rule. Also, like, you know, nothing, like, explicitly, like, extreme or racist. Like, don't get me, like, cut up or anything like that. But then again, if you're drawing me cut up, it's probably because you hate me. And, like, what am I gonna do? You just fucking hate me. But whatever. Like, that could be, like, that could be a sexual thing, you know? People are into gore and shit like that. But the point is, like, I don't really have a limit. You can do me whatever. Like, I'm bi, you can have me do whatever. I don't care. Like, I think, Fresh Cats, they're not here right now, but there was that one art where it looked like I was getting hit from behind, if you know what I mean. And like that's great. Like I love that. I'm perfectly okay with that. And I would love to. I hope they finish that work someday, so I can like promote it and everything. Friendless Guru. No, I don't like Guru. Like that's like one of the one things. Like I'm a freak, but I don't go that far. I'm not into Guru. What? What's wrong? What post do you need? No. It's a post that's from me that I posted. I responded to we'll get there. But yeah, so this is like I don't there's nothing wrong with her having boundaries. Like that's fine. You can have boundaries. Like it's your character. Like there's some things like her reasoning from what I remember is that if you're looking at art of her getting dicked down or whatever, like what are you thinking about? You're thinking about me, and I don't like that. I don't want people to think of me like that. And it's like, well, first of all, no, they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about the character. But I mean, I guess like some of us we can't really separate ourselves from our character, which is fine. Like I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But I'm just like I'm just being technical, I guess. But at the same time, like, at the end of the day, like, boundaries, right? Like, you decide them for yourself, that's fine. If she's not okay with that kind of art, she can ask, like, politely, hey, don't do that. Fine. And you know what? Fair. Here, she wasn't being particularly clear as what does she count as not safe for work. And that's where, like, this kind of all started. So people start calling her out and saying that, like, oh, I can't. Oh, they're not here. Okay. Let me see if I can, I said they're here somewhere. Yeah, like this. Okay, yeah, this is the original art that this came from. Oh, she's from the Philippines. I didn't know that. We're not gonna look at it, obviously, because it's kind of raunchy. But apparently that was going too far. But there's a ton of other stuff that she does. Whereas, like, she responds to and like retweets art that's like not explicit, but it's like etchy, like again, like kind of like my art over there on the side. She was crashing out over tweets and even copyright a person with a huge. Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, this is like a regular thing with her. Then like even her like apologizing at the end kind of feels fake, is what I'm starting to realize. But whatever, okay. But like, I still don't think that this is unreasonable. What was the big issue with me is that she, people like were like criticizing her, and like again, like I think just like there's reasons for that because she wasn't being particularly clear. Like, what do you mean? Like, what is not safe for work? Like the stuff you post is pretty spicy. Like, why is that okay, but this isn't okay? And like her boundary is awkward. Like we can't tell where it is. That's the problem. And Benton Bethany. Okay, I guess that's. I don't know. Okay, I'll give like my final thoughts about that like towards the end. But like, let me explain the story. But then like she gets into a spat. Like Chibi calls her out on this, and it's like, look, what do you mean? Like, because she's not being clear. And her response to him is, okay, there are better tweets of this. I think there might be. Yeah, like this is the type of art that like she retweets, and like this is all pretty spicy, and the same thing for like the art itself. Like her outfit's already pretty explicit. Yeah, this is the one that like started this all off. I guess like this isn't this isn't like super explicit like what I was thinking, like, oh, she just doesn't want like nudity, but like this is, I guess, pushing the line, and like, but it's kind of vague like where the line is. I don't know. And yeah, here's where Chibi responded, like, this real version is unlocked, look at the repost, and then she responds like this. Like, this is where like I really start having issue with her. Like, wait, aren't you the guy whose fiance literally cheated on you and your whole friend group sided with her? Laugh my fucking, like, wow, that is so fucking brutal and uncalled for. Like, he's just like I can understand if like she's kind of upset. Like I imagine up to this point she was kind of like getting a little bit of pushback regarding this, like calling out this art or whatever. but to respond like that, it's like, Jesus, like, and Rep goes into it, but really, it's like that was like the lowest point of this guy's life, if not the lowest, at least one of them. Like, dude gets cheated on, and then he tries to go to a friend group to, like, you know, unwind and hopefully, like, you know, just, you know, find some sympathy, and they all basically tell him to, like, screw off because they like the cheater more. The guy that his girlfriend cheated on him with, they like him more, so we don't really care what he did, like, because like we like playing video games with him more than you, and it's like, wow, that's just fucking brutal and bullshit. Like, that's why I kind of like, I called her, like, it was like the mean girl mentality, because like to see that happen to a guy, and she knows what happened, like she made it pretty abundantly clear that she knows what's going on, like the scenario that Chibi went through, and her takeaway is that, like, teehee, you're unpopular and your friends chose the cheating jackass over you. That is such mean girl high school mentality. Like, it doesn't matter if you were, like, morally and objectively wronged. What matters is that what people think about you. If you won the popularity contest, if you fail the popularity contest, then you basically deserved what's happened to you. Who cares? Like, who cares if it was a terrible situation? Who cares if we're supposed to be objective, rational adults and be able to look at that and say, like, that's wrong, that should not have happened to you? No. You're a loser because your friends disliked you so much they picked the cheating dude over you. And it's like, wow. And that's where I had the big fucking issue with this, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. And the reason why people are, like, really getting uppity about it, and I understand, is because she has, like, a history of having, like, abusive boyfriends, or, like, maybe just one. I don't know how many she's had, but, like, there's, like, incidents where, like, he would beat her, yell at her. I think at one point he cut her leg with, like, a pair of scissors or a knife or whatever, but it left, like, a really large gash, and it's like a permanent scar there on her leg now. And whenever she talks about that time, she's like, it's like the worst thing ever, and she repeatedly says, like, don't bring it up, don't remind me of this awful thing I went through. Like, and it's just like, like, seriously, you went through all that awful shit, you've experienced trauma at the hands of a partner, you know, the person who's supposed to cherish you more than the person who's supposed to cherish you most in the world. And so you're kind of on equal footing with this guy, Chibi, but then instead of, like, you know, you don't have to like him, but but do him the courtesy of, like, you know, keeping that out of the spat, instead of, like, you know, sympathizing with that, like, hearing his story, instead of sympathizing with that, she goes into that mean girl mindset, like, okay, here's how I can use this against you, and it's like, oh, you're calling me out? Well, what happened? What about that thing you're the guy that awful thing happened to you? Haha, teehee. Like, what the fuck? But anyway, it's okay when it happens to men. And, like, that's another weird thing about her, is that, like, she's supposedly, like, one of, like, the quote-unquote good VTubers who goes out of her way to, like, mention Men's Health Day and talk about mental health for guys too. Like, they're just as deserving of love and respect as girls, because, like, we all know this, that, you know, men's troubles and issues and mental traumas are kind of thrown under the bus compared to women. Like, that's just fact. Like, we all know this. So, like, any VTuber who calls them, who tries to, like, and not even VTuber, just any real content creator who tries their best to, like, at least, like, shed a light on, like, hey, the guys need help too. Like, I respect them and I appreciate them. That's why, like, a lot of, like, the more popular ones, I would imagine, are ones that kind of appeal to guys in that way. I mean, that's not always the case. There's of course, like, ones like, what was it? Like, Bao. Like, she is, like, a vicious misandrist, but you know she still gets all the fucking support. So who the fuck cares? But the ones that I usually tend to like gravitate to are the ones who like are willing to like acknowledge that guys are suffering too. But now I'm like, is it an act? Is it a fucking grift? Like she just pretends to care because she knows that makes guys guys ergo potential fans ergo money bags that she can get to come in and it's like, oh, I care about you, sweetie, donations please. And now I'm questioning that, and I'm gonna start questioning like other streamers and VTubers. Like, to be fair, I don't donate to VTubers, like, period. I don't watch streamers like a lot to begin with. Like, you guys all know this. But like, I'm wondering for the guys who do, who might walk into like, oh, this pretty anime lady, she cares about me too. She cares about guys too. Is it real though? Does she just pretend because she knows like touting and pretending that she cares about guys will get the majority male fan base to get on her side? You know, I mean, from a business perspective, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Basically all big indie VTuber women are like misandrous. I mean, yeah, it seems like a majority of them are. It seemed like she was like one of the few who was kind of like of a different cloth, where she tried to be, acknowledge the pain that her primarily male audience must be going through, but instead of but this feels like a mass slip moment because of this. So yeah, all that happened. People called her out as like what making the comparison like of her hypocrisy. Like, you went through this and then you're gonna bring up that bullshit. Like, what if he did, like, if anyone did the same thing to you, you would treat it like your personal Vietnam. And like, I don't want to downplay what she went through. Like, her past boyfriend was like incredibly abusive. Like, no one should ever go through that. Apparently she got back with him. And it's just like, oh my god. Like, maybe that's why she's like eternally a horrid person, because she surrounds herself with horrid people who abuse her, and then she just like accepts it. I don't know if she's still with that guy, or she finally like wised up and like completely turned him down, because I heard of another boyfriend that she might be with now. But either way, it's just like the fact that she took him back in the first place is just like, okay, I can see why you're kind of a cunt. because if you bring that sort of like toxicity into your life, no wonder why you're like this. You're gonna start lashing out at other people. Like Jesus. Anyway, like, again, I don't want to like downplay her like actual traumatic experiences. If she hasn't like gotten away from that guy, like, do it, Jesus. Like, you like, I don't like you, but you deserve better than that. I don't wish harm upon her, so I would hope she would do something better for herself. But yeah, that aside. So yeah, everyone's like calling her out for her hypocrisy and yada yada yada. And like, that's just like the big takeaway up until now regarding this video of her, like, going through all that and then calling the pop black. Yeah, exactly. It's just like the pure hypocrisy of it all. Like, it just, again, doesn't make sense. Like, you go through that and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna use that against you though. It's like, it's just so fucking bullshit. But yeah, so like, that's what happened. When did this happen? This is literally 6 hours ago, when this posted. But as of recently, and again, thank you TLA for this update. She was away for a little while. Oh yeah, by the way, she kind of bitches about this stuff, and then she posts pictures of herself. And it's just like, what is with VTubers? And like, they have to like bring their IRL selves into it and like show off their asses and like, okay, whatever. I'm just saying, like, the most skimpy, lewd, like, your character could be getting dicked down by like 12 guys. That is not nearly as exposuring exposing and etchy as like a picture of your ass. I'm sorry, like one's a drawing and the other is like your literal IRL ass. Or camel toe. I actually can't tell what this is. I think this is her butt. That might be her front. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at here. The point is, it's skimpy, and it's like of her real life self. So like that is more damning or damaging than like the most like raunchy thing you can ever think of in regards to like a drawing. Like I said, you can't lewd me, but I will lewd myself. But you're not supposed to feel anything about it, anything for it. Yeah, like the whole thing of like, oh, like if you see this, what are you gonna think about? You're gonna think of me in that way, and I don't want you to think about me like that. Here's a picture of my ass, though. My IRL ass. I don't get it. God. It's whatever. Like again, like I don't have anything against like the principle of like having boundaries regarding the art of your character. Fine, it's your character. There's some things that you're comfortable with. There's some things that you're not. I get it. That's fair. I like as a VTuber myself, I get it. That being said, she has like no consistency. But like that aside, like the big fuck up was like her response to Chibi, and it's like, really, girl, like what are you doing? Oh yeah, I guess like before we see like her final responses, let's look at like Meme Poster, his responses from this all. And again, I used to really like Meme Poster, and like I get it. He realized, hey, I overstepped boundaries. Like this person doesn't want their character depicted like this. Fine. If I was the artist, I would probably do the same too. Like, okay, you don't like this. I will be more clear and I'll ask you if like you're okay with this kind of art of your character. Blah blah blah. Fine. Like that's fine. My problem is this line right here. Like, apparently all of this was just like, oh, drama, blah, blah, blah. But then I saw my name on fucking Chibi reviews was the last straw. Like, really? Really? Like, he doesn't go into any more details, but I can imagine, like, his feelings about Chibi. Like, oh, that no good, dirty lolicon. Ugh, how could I be associated with him at all and whatsoever? Like, really? That's your final fucking straw? This is so fucking juvenile of him. Like, that is a relatively small thing, but it's like such a juvenile and bullshit take from this guy. Again, great artist, but every now, like, it's so unfortunate. Like, as the years go by, all the artists that I used to love and admire, I usually, eventually, at some point, they end up putting a sour taste in my mouth. Like, they have to say one political slogan or another, or make some stupid statement, and it embitters me, but it also kind of empowers me too, because it just makes me think like, I'm gonna steal your art. I'm gonna steal your style, and I'm gonna get better at art, so I don't have to rely on people like this anymore. I can just do it myself. This is why that's like what really pushed me to like start like practicing art like about a year ago. It was this another artist, I can't remember the name of the artist, but like another artist was like pissing me off, and it's like, I don't want to have to rely on these people anymore. I'll do it myself. I don't want to rely on morons for my artistic pleasure, basically. She knows how much it hurts when you bring up past trauma. That's probably why she did that to Chibi. I mean, that's one interpretation of it, but well, let's read her words for it. You're not supposed to see me lewdly. Here's a picture of my chest with a bra and this poking out. Has she done that too? I wouldn't be surprised. It's just, I still don't know what Chibi did to make them so mad. It's probably just the lowly thing. The fact that he's so like, I mean, that's the first thing I can think of. The lowly thing, and the fact that he's so adamant about defending it. Like, how dare he defend people getting off to fictional characters? This fucking disgusting predator. Like, they're all insane. Like, a lot of them like get really upset at that. Like, I don't know, artists in general, it's like they don't just draw the line at lolicon. they will set that line on fire, and then fire missiles onto the other side of the line as much as they can, because they just vehemently hate lolis. I don't know why it's just such a visceral it's such a visceral response from these kind of people. Anyway, this is very new. Apparently, this came out like literally just a few hours ago, if I'm understanding correctly. I don't know what time this is by, but it's like today. But yeah, I was too busy in Japan to see what happened on Twitter. Of course she's on vacation in Japan. What I meant by not so work, since a lot of people are confused, I'm okay with lewd. Lewd, never have not been okay with it. I just don't like seeing people fuck. Like, that's all people wanted. Like, that's all people fucking wanted. Just clarify. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why couldn't she just said that from the get-go? Instead, she goes on this tirade and attacks people and then like brings up another guy's like most like traumatic event of his life and then thinks he's normal about it. Why couldn't you, like, I saw Chibi's response to this. I don't think I have it with me. But we don't really need it. But basically, where is it? Yeah. Chibi responded to this, and he, his response is basically like, so you're not gonna like give an answer, you're just gonna like do a personal attack, something to that effect. And then she responded again, and it was basically like more clarification. And then Chibi like very reasonably said like, yeah, okay, so why didn't you respond with that instead of like a personal attack? Like that's basically it. Like, you could have just done this from the get-go, and instead goes on a tirade attacking people. CST. Okay, so that was like, yeah, it was like about like 2 o'clock. It's about 8:30 right now. Yeah, okay, like 2 or 3 o'clock. Yeah. Okay. Are you scared of a 4-letter word? Did Gura say that? Base as fuck, and this is why I like Guras though. Still pretty cool. Or Loli Queen right over there. It's what's under that, but no. Yeah, I saw it. But yeah, like, it doesn't really matter what he said. Like, I gave you like the synopsis of it. The problem is like, this is such a this like 2-sentence response was all people were asking for. But instead, she goes for the throat of this poor guy. Also, my ears itching. To me, being a bitch, that's nothing new, and I've never been nice to people I don't care about. So that's respect. Y'all are so bored that someone that just doesn't like porn made you personally get riled up. Like, again, that's not the problem. It's not that we don't like, you don't have to like porn. Like, I my response to her, I even like said I should have said like, I'm on your side when it comes to like boundaries. You can have that. There's nothing unreasonable about that. What's the problem is like your response to it all. Like, you're just being... You're correct. People are calling you a bitch because you're acting like one. like... I never called anyone a bitch who didn't deserve it, to be fair. That's also another thing. That's something about me that she might not care to know. And she's giving us this thing that I don't care to know either, but... So... You know... Looks like a duck, acts like a duck. Probably a duck. You're acting like a bitch, so you are a bitch. Can't really care. I don't care, but I'm gonna give like a 3 post response to this whole thing. You don't want to respect it, even if I try to see what it's meant. Like, again, like, nobody has a problem with your boundaries. You just didn't clarify them. You were just being weird. And moving on. After this, talk to my community about what people are saying. I was confused with some people calling me a hypocrite. Yeah, you were. I do advocate mental health for women and men. That's not a good sign. Women before men. That's not a good sign. I ever do not care about Chibi. I made a mistake. I was saying the first thing that came out of my head when seeing his username, but I should have been the better person. Said nothing and hold my tongue in most things, but I've learned to hold my tongue in most things, but I legit got surprised seeing the username and the association with it. What's wrong with association with? What's the association? What are you implying? What's wrong with him? Is it like his past trauma? Is that the thing that like, is that the first thing that came to your mind? I don't think so. think the first thing that came to mind is like, oh, this guy is an acceptable target, and the next thing is like, oh, this really awful thing happened to him. Let me use that. For people who think it's I'm backpedaling, no, I'm sorry for slipping up and not thinking about talking about. I'm not sorry for what I said, to be honest, especially that it was towards him. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Everything about it is disgusting to me, not because he got cheated on, but because he's a weirdo in general. How? Prove it. There was no post. I didn't make the post for people to delete art of me. I did it just as a reminder of my stance, which hasn't changed. And you don't have to change that. Like again, this isn't about your boundaries. This is about you just being a cunt. Yeah, I'll go a step further. Like I already said it a few times. You're not just being a bitch. You're being a cunt. You know what I mean? That people have time to scroll on my face and I'll take the time to literally read the OG post. I read it and I get it. Again, I said multiple times. I mean, like I'm saying this as if like I'm having this conversation with her, but you know, I'm just making it clear that like I agreed with her on that front, but like it's just like her response to everything else. OG post and reply not an hour after, specifying what exactly I meant. Well, you didn't specify. This is the first time I'm seeing you specify, and this is literally like 6 hours ago, so no, you didn't specify. It took you a whole fucking... It took you like... When did this happen? The original post? It was like yesterday, right? 26. No, this was like last night. Okay. Yeah, it took you like 12 hours or so until you like properly specified everything. Midnight, yeah, okay, so like about 12 hours. 12, 15 hours. So no, you didn't clarify it not until like this post. This is you clarifying, sweetheart. It took you like 12, 15 hours to get to it. After you made fun of a guy for his mental trauma. And then you're not even apologizing about that. You're just like yeah, like it's okay. You're okay with bringing that up. But it's okay to do it to him because he's weird and gross. Yeah, again, mean girl mentality. He's the weird, gross one, so it's okay for me to make fun of him. I swear, like the most popular VTubers are stuck in high school mentally. But they're the they either were the popular kid in high school or they weren't, and now they're on that high again, or finally got to that high, and then they're just viciously hanging on to it, and then treating everyone else who isn't on their level as the nerds and the geeks to make fun of. Let's more about that. My bad to make me for getting into drama again. This is a pattern. You guys told me. This is like the third example that I've been given, and I'm witnessing this one firsthand. When it's this type of crowd, what do you mean? Pancakes and waffles. What the fuck does that mean? Also, I'm not stupid. I know me saying my stance on the porn thing isn't gonna stop people from doing it. The people who cared about me, about my stance, and like again, you're entitled to that. You were always entitled to that. It's just you being a fucking bitch about it afterwards. Dan should be going hard on her. I mean, if you make fun. If somebody makes fun of like the worst moment of your entire life, it makes light of it, and then like gives a half apology, and then takes back that half apology, then she deserves to get dragged to the mud. When you sent this to me, TOA, my first thought was like, oh, okay, she's apologizing, like fine, we can just like look past this. Like I'm very forgiving. When I saw stuff like this, I was like, okay, she's explaining her mentality, and I read like the first part of this post, like this up to like about here, and I was willing to like just like let it be bygone be bygone, right? Like, you know, if you're willing to apologize and improve, whatever, and in a drama, like it's not worth like, you know, wasting your life on it, right? But then I saw that other part, this part afterwards, this paragraph about how like, no, she's not sorry, actually. I take it back. Also, then my music ended. Literally anything. That's fine. Up a little bit. But yeah, if she says all that, a half apology, then takes back that half apology, and then calls you a gross weirdo. Again, fucking high school girl mentality, high school mean girl mentality. Then yeah, you deserve to be fucking ridiculed. She's acting like a cunt. Call her out for it. Was I have to do what I did? No, but I never pretend to be a role model whatsoever and openly hate other people. But who's surprised about it? You love to go on tirades about how mental health is good and how you suffered because of your ex-boyfriend, which again, you didn't deserve that to happen to you. But how do you go through something like that, and then you see what he went through, and then you think, yeah, I'm gonna throw salt into that wound. I'm gonna bring it up and make it and make it hurt. And like again, like one of her biggest thing is like don't mention my ex to her. Like that's her biggest fucking thing. Like don't bring up my past trauma and we'll be cool. And then she's like, but oh, I don't like you. You're just a gross weirdo. So I'm gonna bring up your past trauma. So she is a hypocrite. Like you don't have to be a role model. You don't have to be fucking Captain America or Wonder Woman or whatever. Some like paragon of virtue. Just don't be an asshole. Dude, the people bringing up what happened in my relationship in the past is a blow. We practically moved on from it too. If you actually watch my streams, he's on it all the time. Oh, so you're still buddy with the guy who cut you. Remember what I said about like how I'm not sure if she's like with her ex. Like I don't know if she's with the ex at this point. Maybe they're just friends, but the fact that the person who literally cut you and beat you and by her own words yelled into your ear until your head was ringing, if you're still on good terms with that kind of person, I don't think it's a surprise that you're like this, because you're actively bringing that kind of toxicity into your life. So of course you're gonna project it onto other people. Oh my god. But yeah, you still have that asshole around. Okay, like even if you're not dating or fucking him, you're still hanging out with him. So yeah, no wonder you're like this. No wonder why you're acting like a cunt. On the time, we're happy as fuck, just taking a break from streaming. Okay, it sounds like they're dating actually. Oh my god. Reminder, this guy cut her. I never hit that whatsoever. So people think I'm not a good VTuber, never did the norm, and I don't plan to. What does that mean? Never did the norm. What's the norm? I don't know what she means by that. Cry about a pussy. Okay. Oh, call me the pussy. I'm crying, I guess. You're the one dating your abuser, so I don't know. I think in the end, you're the one on the bottom. God, look at his Twitter. Yeah, yeah. I think he has every right to call her out, and if he's like going on a tirade on her, then good. Maybe I would say I'd hope it would knock some sense into her, but I doubt it. Again, high school mean girl mentality. She's stuck in that place mentally. She's not gonna come out of it unless she like has to like serious retrospective. And clearly, like you said, TOA, fingers crossed apology. It's not a real apology. It's just she just wants people to like leave her alone. So she'll give a half apology and pretend, and then like strong arm herself to pretend that she like it doesn't affect her and that she doesn't care. But in reality, like the most damage is coming from herself, really, because she just refuses to change. So whatever. If you want to ruin your life, girl, that's on you. Once the commander gonna abuse me, I abuse you guys every stream. You don't know. I'm making you watch this nonsense. Honestly, this seems like normal indie Vivo VTuber behavior. It seems like typical valley girl, white girl behavior. Date your abuser, bitch about your life, attack other people when they say that you're doing bad, and then repeat. God, this is fucking hilarious. I can't wait for their wedding when that's announced. Oh, that's gonna be so funny. On a serious note, like I do hope she realizes this is not healthy and then moves away from that guy and like like my advice, like the first thing I thought was like if she ever responded to like that my reply, which she isn't going to because like who the fuck am I? I'm just a nobody. But if like my advice to her would be public. Okay, sweetheart, you need to do 3 things. Give a public apology to Chibi. Go dunk your head in some cold water, and then take a break from VTubing for like a good couple weeks at least. She's not gonna do any of that. I guess she kind of did the break. She went to Japan with her abuser, but the other parts are not happening. She's not doing any introspection. I'm guessing the trip was possibly paid for by her abuser, and and you know, he buys her nice things like trips to Japan. So who cares? He can beat me all he wants. But whatever. Blah blah blah. New stuff happening. What does that mean? Parrot4chan cooked her. Oh my god. You can put it in the chat and we'll look at that. While you're gathering that, let's move on a little bit. We don't need this anymore. Let's move on to like one of our other smaller stories. I mean, let's just stick it with the VTubers. How about we just keep hanging out with the VTubers? Like, they're normal. Alright, this is the next subject. DMCA'd. DMCA'd? What is that? Hold on. As in, like... As in, like, gave them, like, a notice or something? Is that what I'm understanding? Right after Akko, damn. I don't know Akko very well, but... I don't think they're gonna be happy. Copyright struck them. Oh, okay. Alright, send me the link to that. I want to see that right now. I'm curious. It's going badly. Hold on, let me... Okay, let's go to Akko's account. Okay, you sent it? Okay, hold up. Oh my god, here it comes. Okay. Alright, let's start with this. So was that about Parrot? Parrot4chan cooked her. Okay, so this Parrot, just going on about her. Guess fiance cheats on him with his friend. Your sympathy for you and your own abuse, but then turn it around and make fun. Yeah, we already called her out on that. When the anime girl on the screen points and laughs at you. Oh my god. Actually, Chibli is bad because of what he defends, so she's justified to not defend her. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what he went around. He's bad and gross, so therefore it doesn't matter what he does. Went back to this. Yeah, she's still fucking good. Yeah, we saw that already. Okay, so what's going on here? Point of news. Damn, Demi the VTuber has allegedly DNCA flagged one of Akko's old videos. From a follow-up statement by Akko, this copyright claim happened a while ago. However, if this is true, it's not a good look for her. She might start doing it again. Okay, so this is like from a while back. Just call her a faggot. You don't have to fucking censor yourself, Akko. This is Twitter. We're not on Blue Sky or YouTube. Do whatever. I don't think that's the appropriate term for here, but you know, like I said, just call her cunt. that's appropriate. She did. It's an old video. She did not want up. We will talk about her street tonight. Okay. And apparently this is an older video, so Akko is like streaming about her right now as well. I wouldn't be surprised. Akko is one of the more popular drama VTubers who talks about this kind of stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if like she hears about this Demi and blows another gasket. Like she clearly isn't stable, and is very clearly doesn't take well to criticism. So we'll see what happens. This is not my channel. That's my channel. If it was, I would be unable to go live soon. Okay, so yeah, that wasn't her video. This was like This is, well, it was her video, but it was something, it was like a past one about her, but like, you know, past behavior, it might come up again, we'll see what happens. Well, that's like, as far as the story goes so far, unless like something happens where she like comes into, oh, I could follow her, oh my god. Unless like she comes into the into like Akko's chat and just like goes off, I don't think there's like, gonna be any more news about this situation. But that would be interesting. Imagine she just comes in and starts going off on Akko like, oh my god, this is none of your fucking business, you whore. Yeah, I just like again, like she's a mean girl, so I just think of like the cat fights in the Mean Girls movie. So just that's what I'm picturing, but it's like Demi and Akko, and like Akko is Lindsay Lohan, and Demi is the blonde chick. I forgot her name, but you know what I mean. I don't want to like demean Akko too much, but still, it would be kind of funny. Anyway, I already teased this, so let's get into this. Okay, so VTubers are still acting normal. Well, later, an update if anything interesting happens. Yeah, I imagine like it's just gonna be more of the same. I doubt anything's gonna happen. If she does like raid, not raid in like, you know, like a Twitch sense, but like raid her channel, her chat to like berate her. I think I'll find out about it. I'll know about it. It's not, that's something that'd be too a little too big for it to not happen, but we'll see. Anyway, while we're on the topic of like VTubers being unhinged, let's get into this one. This lovely lady and her incredibly normal and sane takes. Let's just let her speak for herself. I'm sorry, I'm assuming gender here. Let's let them speak for themselves.
Remember, darlings, always respect trans rights. Because if you don't respect trans rights, there isn't going to be much trans left of you.
It doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even like rhyme or like trans left of you.
Bye.
I already made like comments like her dress is fucking hideous and oh boy, they all sound the same. God, I don't want to be too mean, but they always sound the same. Like every unhinged trans person, they always sound like that. They always have that the fake femme voice, and I know like that's intentional, you know, they're trying to like present as the opposite gender. It's in their fucking, oh, there they are. Okay, I just had to look up. I would have seen them. I would have seen the pronouns. My bad. God, but they always like, or always like have like the same condescending, passive aggressive voice about them. Like they're trying to be like I don't know how to describe it. Like this, they're trying to present themselves as like not aggressive, but like dominating, I guess is the way. Dominating and sexy. Like they think they're all like that, but no, honey, you're just a whore. But that's just the voice I'm describing. But the real problem is they're what they're talking about. She, oh, be nice. They sound like smokers. You're not wrong. Anyway, obviously the big fuck up here was always the violence, isn't it? Like respect my, or like not even respect, like validate my identity or you're gonna be dead. Like I'll kill you. Like that's basically what it always amounts to. With a lot of these people, it's like, oh my god. And I guess another thing is like they make being trans their whole fucking identity. Like the dress, the like they have to like make Pride Month like the biggest fucking event of the year for them. Like they can't just be like, I already gone on about this, about like how like I met like actual trans people who like have dysphoria, who are struggling with that, and I feel for them, and I hope they get what they need in life, and yada yada. But like they don't make themselves being trans like their whole fucking point of existence. Like they don't wave a flag, they don't have to remind everyone every 5 minutes about their girl dick and yada yada yada. Like a lot of these, again, like 90% of like trans people today are probably just doing it because it feels good. They get sexual gratification out of it, or they want like attention because of it. That is my fucking hot ass take that can get me gonna get me on a list one day at this point. Like it's just a fucking, not a grift. They're not doing it for money, but it's just for validation, really. There's various reasons as to why they might have like went over the edge, but the point is, it's not because of dysphoria. It's because of their own personal misgivings. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of those people. Like, I can't confirm it. I don't know this person. I don't know what they're about. Maybe they actually did go through some like pretty harsh things, and they actually had dysphoria and yada yada yada. But I doubt it. But again, I will refer to her as to what she wants. Like, that's entirely, like, I'm not gonna fight her on it. If she wants to be called a girl, she can be called a girl. It's not my place to like to really like psychoanalyze her. I'm just saying like what I've noticed from like many years of being around this culture and people like this. Like I've mentioned a few times, like you used to call those kind of people trenders back when I was like in like 2015 or whatever. We had a term for people who like pretended to be trans for the sake of validation or to try to make themselves more popular. Nowadays you're a transphobe for even suggesting such a thing. Is what it is. But again, the big problem is just like this jump to violence. Like if I didn't follow what she wanted me to call her, then I deserve death. Anyway, let's look at more of these other examples, because this kind of blew up in her face a bit. Oh yeah, this was the big, it's right there actually, you can see it. Seek help, y'all need it. It's just going up. And this one comment has way more than the initial video and everything. It's just like, oh god. I wouldn't go that far, but jeez. Tactone's getting in on it. We already know what Tactone, but you know, still, big voice is calling her out. What are you gonna do? Yeah, so like we can just look at everything here. Like everyone's like calling her for what she is, which is just fucking bullshit. If you are actively casually saying that to like random strangers on the internet, like if you don't validate me, you deserve death, then yeah, there is something mentally wrong with you. You do need some professional help. Like that's not healthy. You shouldn't be doing that. That's not a normal thing to do. Like it's not even the trans part. It's the whole you wishing death upon people part. Not reach the conclusion you wish they would with LGBTQ plus folk. What do you mean? I don't think that's what they're talking about, sweetheart. I think this Benzo person is talking about the fact that you're homicidal. It has nothing to do with the trans thing. It's you being fucking insane. If anything, they would equally support us. Again, that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about you wishing death on people. Yeah, female only. Okay, maybe they were talking about that. No, so they're gonna change the council. Yeah, but the point is, like, they're just. Oh god, yeah, they're getting destroyed. Oh no, they're getting destroyed in the comments. This is not going the way that they were hoping for. Oh god, isn't those my the delusion will harm you really the message you want to send here? Yeah, that's really fucking stupid. Oh, I get you shall not pass. I get it. Oh, these are really brutal. Oh my god. Is anything wrong with it? Like that was gonna be like your worst bracket. But yeah, like again, the issue is just the whole it's just the whole death threats upon you, and like it's just also it's just like hilarious that the sort of people who like say this kind of thing is like do what I want you to do or I'm going to harm you. These people are usually like either over 300 pounds or under 100 pounds. So I'd like to see you try, darling. Because you're not going to enforce that particularly well. Just fucking saying. Reminder. Oh yeah, and then this went over to oh yeah, there was like another thing, a response. Where is this? Hold on. The whole knife to the leg thing is also complex since Nikita came out on his own tweet saying he tried to Minecraft himself when Demi tried to stop him and he slashed her leg, which he did admit to being ashamed of. Well, that's a new thing. It sounded more like, from when I heard that story, it sounded more like he was trying to harm her, and she was fighting back, and after he drew blood, that's when he realized, okay, maybe I shouldn't threaten my girlfriend with a knife. Okay, that's a new bit that I did not know about, where like he was attempting to use it on himself. Either way, that still doesn't excuse like all like the the beatings and the yelling and the throwing stuff at her, like the utter abuse. Like that's still clearly this guy is not like, even she openly admitted like this guy is not maybe look at that. Check her needed. Line. Later claimed it was scissors, but then he described how the altercation escalated to PPS, anger issues, and suicidal thoughts. Decided in the heart of the argument. Should I go flash the leg? Alright, this is coming from him though. That's the thing. Like, he very clearly is the abuser in this relationship, so like how can we really take his word for it? Like, and like she's willing to go to bat for him and like take him back even after doing like a call out post on him and making such a big deal about it, like I'm free and everything. That's one thing we didn't go over, like how she made such a big deal about like breaking up with him the first time, and just to get back with him. So clearly she's willing to like throw a lot of sense to the wind, like this, like basically giving like more and more chances again and again and again, just because it's him. Because like if I remember correctly, her reasoning is that he was there at the lowest point in my life, so I should be there when he's at his lowest, even when that lowest it takes the form of him beating me or beating her. I don't fucking know. So I assume it's here. Oh my god, keep it weird, Chi. They botting you the comments and you fucking deserve it. You should post that too. I don't want to steal your glory, so you can post that in this if you want. Anyway, there was a part here that I really want to like highlight.
Replies they gave, quite frankly, and these people seem to signaling, but the violent rhetoric that is so normalized on social media. But of course, they're doing it for the right thing, right? Mentality, and well.
Gonna beat you to it, damn.
Blasted in the replies, they gave the haters what they wanted, I guess. Where in this clip, they perish themselves. I can speak for myself. I don't want you.
Yeah. Okay. So in response to the haters, she's like, "I'll just die for you." And like that part is I find it particularly interesting. For one, okay, first of all, and like Rep was like about to say there, I don't want this person dead. Like this mentality of like people who I don't agree with should just die. This is not healthy, and I'm not. Again, speaking for myself, but I like to imagine at least most people would be like, no, we don't want you dead. We just think you're weird. And the vast majority of people would be like that. like there isn't like some grand conspiracy where like everyone just like if you're not screaming trans rights from the rooftops, like you just want them all dead. Like no, the vast majority of people just want to be left alone or live and let live. If you're not bothering people, they're not gonna bother you. Then they would like probably bring up like, oh, like the trans death statistics. Well, first of all, two things. One, a lot of those deaths are by their own hands. Unfortunate. I'm sorry that they have to go through that. And two, a lot of those deaths are also primarily done in the sex industry. It's the ones who are, a lot of them who are dying are trans sex workers, basically being killed by customers / their pimps. And I think that's a problem with the sex industry more than any like direct hate towards trans people, because again, the vast majority of people are gonna not care as long as you leave them alone, as long as you're not being weird around kids. They're not gonna give a fuck about what you want to call yourself or what's between your legs and yada yada yada. It's them getting into people's faces, not the other way around. Let's make that very, very fucking clear. And even when they're doing shit like this and getting into other people's faces, like I still don't want you dead. I just want you to leave me alone. This is the point. And I just wish you wouldn't be like this, acting like this, and trying to like cutesify it on top of everything. Like, oh, I'm just wishing death upon you, teehee. It's just really creepy and just like deranged and all that. And there's a reason why people are calling them out on it. I don't like that. Keep the ratio going. But I find it interesting that her response to being called out is like, fine, I'll just die for you. And like, it's one extreme to the other. Like, either the transphobes need to die or I need to die. And keep again, like, clarifying, like, these aren't actual transphobes. Also, TOA, I'm sorry I missed your kiss earlier, as well as good sir. Here you go. I'm so sorry. I think I missed yours. Here you go. First TOA. Mwah. And good sir. Mwah. Thank you for the redeems. I'm sorry. I get into it and then I fucking lose it. But the reason why that's so interesting to me, in a morbid kind of way, is it's the zero-sum game. It's the Marxist mentality of the zero-sum game. Either, like, there is no rectifying, there's no compromise, there's no conversation to be had with your quote-unquote oppressors. Either I die or they die, period. There's no in between. They can't see it in any other way, because like that's the Marxist mentality. Again, the zero-sum game. So so like Reb is a little confused as to like why she jumps to the conclusion of like, oh, you just want me dead, fine, I'll just die. Or at least joke about it. Like, I think it speaks to like the deeper mentality of like how a lot of these people just think like they're the oppressed class, and anyone who doesn't affirm them is the oppressor. So and by Marxist teachings, there's no middle ground to come to. So of course he's gonna jump to the conclusion that like one of us has to go, period. Which is just insane that like it doesn't even come to their mind that like, hey, maybe I should like be a little normal and like don't wish death upon people, and maybe people would like accept me more. Like I mentioned earlier when you first showed this to me, the original tweet, TOA, how like this is why LGBT acceptance is like in the gutter right now, because of things like this, because of bullshit like this. Like, but it doesn't matter to people with this kind of mentality. Like, it's like in her head, I'm just fighting back against my oppressors. There is no way whatsoever that I'm adding fuel to the fire or perpetuating this hateful rhetoric or this hateful cycle, or like making people dislike me. No. It was them. They started it. It was them from all along. Never mind the fact that trans and gay acceptance was like at an all-time peak in the early 2010s. And it's only gone down since because of nonsense like this. They can't comprehend that. Like, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute. I'm the oppressor. So I'm the one who's being oppressed. They're the bad oppressors. Therefore, I need to fight them at all costs, because if I don't, I'm dead. Like, literally, I'm literally gonna die. And like, again, jokingly in this little video of hers, like, surprise for you too, I'm just gonna die. In reality, it speaks more to like that inner mindset that I believe she is suffering from. And it's just unfortunate. Again, it all really comes back to like the Marxist attitude. Like, you know, there's no compromise. There's no discussion. It's you versus me, and one of us has to go permanently. This is how she thinks. She might not consciously be aware of that, but subconsciously that is what she's portraying. I have a list of redeems. I can check off the completed ones. What do you mean? List or redeems? I can check off the completed ones. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but anyway. But yeah, I think that's basically it regarding this individual. Oh yeah, then this went to like, of course she posted the same thing to Blue Sky, and over there they were like yucking it up and like agreeing with her, and like, which only makes sense. Like, they're all in the same mindset of like the same mentality of they're the oppressors fighting, like, they're the oppressed fighting against their oppressors. So this is all fine. This sweet dolly can be intimidating. Yeah, intimidating. Again, this person is either 300 pounds or sub 100 pounds. Good luck. And I always say the same thing. Like, if you're gonna come after me, if like, just me, like, this person is never gonna hear about me. But on the off chance that they do, and then, like, they actually want to threaten me, my only response is, don't miss. You're not gonna get another chance. But yeah, it's just, God, it's just sad and pathetic. Again, like, Blue Sky is like the mental asylum of the internet. Like, they just feed back into each other their hate and their vitriol and their mental illness. So of course they're validating this. Why should I say darling like that? We're not going anywhere. And Rev had a really good response to that. Like, yeah, we get it. You're not going anywhere. You remind us every 5 minutes. We get it. You're here. I'm gonna go back to playing Fallout, thanks. It shows me every time someone redeems. I can click complete or rejected. Oh, that's useful. I didn't know that the mod view did that. I appreciate it. Thank you for taking the checklist to remind me. Appreciate it. And yeah, this is another weird one. Oh, okay. She ran into like a transphobe in the streets or whatever, and she actually got validated from it, and which is like the entire opposite of the whole thing. Like, she has this like whole spiel and this like disgusting little video about like validate me or I'm gonna kill you, but then there's a bot for you to snipe TOA. Take your shot. Good job. But yeah, she goes on the tirade about like how like I'm justified in killing you if you don't validate me, and then she encounters a real transphobe, like an actual person. Like, I don't even know if like you can call this a transphobe. It's just somebody who doesn't like. Well, like, I don't know. You can call it transphobe, whatever. I don't care. And then and she actually enjoyed it. She felt like more gender deferred because of it. Like, isn't that the exact opposite? Isn't that like going against the metro? Like, are you saying we should actually go in around and like actively calling out trans people? That'll actually help them? Because like, that's the message that you're giving us here. It's just so random and stupid. Like, it's so backwards. Like, being a nuisance is really what this person gets off to. So that's why they found this like so not enticing, like gratifying. this encounter with a supposed transphobe. That's why they found it so gratifying, because really it's not about. This is why like I question like if this person actually had dysphoria or not. It's less about like actually having a mental condition and more about how can it be as annoying as possible. And with videos like this, like it's kind of hard to dispute that in my opinion. Anyway, press someone's balls for the first time. Yay! Congratulations. Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy the rush of power. Also, this is weird. Like Red kind of just like went into like past posts about them, and for some reason this person got really upset about High Guard getting canceled, and like why? Like High Guard didn't appeal to anybody. Like it unlike Concord, for example, Concord was like deliberately appealing to people like this, people who like actively put pronouns in their bios, who actively want gender and gay validation and yada yada yada. Like that kind of makes sense for them to be upset about, like all 12 of them. But High Guard literally didn't appeal to anybody. It was like the most cookie cutter, safe, boring ass shooter to ever come out in the past, in like living memory. At least Concord was like different in the sense that it was just abysmally ugly, on top of being a boring shooter. So why did they care about High Guard of all things? Like, again, appeal to nobody. I have two theories. The first one, and maybe this is more likely, maybe they legitimately just liked the game. I mean, not disliked, they legitimately liked the game. And, I mean, fair. You have bad tastes, but you can like what you like. That's fine. You can. It's up to you. That's entirely on you. Appeal to Jeff Keighley. Appeal to Joff. He liked it. So that's all that matters. My other theory, and I feel like this is very likely, I think the reason this person, Sophie, let's call her by her name. I think the reason Sophie liked High Guard so much and wanted it to succeed so bad is because the Chuds hated it. The Chuds were calling it out. And if the Chuds don't like something, that means it's good and pure. We should support it and be happy and do everything we can to keep it uplifting and make the Chuds angry and all that. You know, do it to own the Chuds, basically, kind of moment. That's the only thing I can think about. Like, again, I'm kind of like just like spitballing here. These are theories, and I can't really like confirm or deny either of them. But again, I just found it so random that they were like supporting High Guard so desperately. I just found it interesting. Yet appeal to nobody, and yet they really wanted to talk about it. Oh yeah, this is funny. Asmongoat has some stuff to say. Personally, I don't prefer pronouns since neo-pronouns came out. If you want me to call you by something, I'll call you by your name. Yeah, like I'm fine with like, I'm not gonna do a neo-pronoun. If you ask me to call you a Z or a Zer or an it, I'm just gonna not use pronouns in front of you, period. I'm just gonna call you by your name, or like just say, or tap you on the shoulder like, hey, you mind helping me with this or whatever. Like, if you want me to call you by like a normal pronoun, fine. Even if you don't really fit it, I don't care. I'm not gonna fight you on that. But I'm not gonna add new letters to my vocabulary because you want to be known by your star sign or something weird like that. Like, no, sorry. It was me. I was a bot all along. The long con. Get the best of you, boss, and follows here. Good sir. Time to die. TOA crosses balls. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't kill good sir. I like that. I like that bot. That clanker can stay. We can keep him. Tase him. No, it's fine. Yeah, like you're thinking like time him out or something. No, it's okay. Unless you're okay with it. Unless you're okay with getting like a little short timeout, good sir. Just for the funsies. Anyway, like the video kind of just ended with Rev going through like many of the companies that like didn't have any Pride flags. Yeah, Pride is like not nearly as popular as it used to be. There are still like holdouts like Let's see. Oh, there was one part of the video that I thought was kind of funny. Let me just play this.
Quick Asmongold clip where he's going through this, and it's pretty amazing. You know, you think there's a lot of virtue signaling, but some is
wearing nothing, bro. Like I love rainbows. I like
yeah, he was wearing he's been wearing the pride flag. Apparently he's been doing this like every stream this month, and I mean I respect it. It's part of the bit to make fun of the whole like how the entire internet turns into like rainbows at the beginning of this stupid month.
Fancy colors. I like rainbows. Why? Is there something you don't like about it? Is it?
I think, like many, maybe the shirt he's been wearing this whole month, it might be seeping into his veins a little.
Yeah, I made that joke too. Last time we were talking about his bullshit comments about Eevee. That was my joke. I made that joke first. Rab stole it from me. Meet me behind a fucking alley, you big glasses, pigtailed idiot. I'll fucking kiss you. I mean, what? No, I like Rab. I'm kidding, mostly. But like, just saying, I made that joke first about the fucking rainbows are infecting Asmongold's brain, and that's why he had all those like shit takes about Eevee and Stellar Blade. Like, it's getting to his head. Like the gay virus is getting into him, so he's starting to agree with them, at least on some things. Here for everybody. VOD is gone. VOD is gone. What's gone? Yep. After the lowly stuff, I don't think it's a bit. Oh my god, really? Also, VOD. Wait. By VOD, do you mean he got rid of the VOD where he was like talking about Stellar Blade? He was dunked on so badly. Asmongold Banui VOD. Oh, that one. Well, I deleted it because again, like some last week debrief. Yeah. I got rid of that because like some potential sensitive information might have been on screen. I'm sorry about that. I don't think it's a bit. It might not be a bit anymore. Anyway, even if it was what do you call it? Even if it was from a deleted VOD, still, that was my joke. I said it first. Just saying.
You know, that's why we have the recent.
But yeah, like the rest of the video is basically him going through like all the different gaming studios who have basically stopped putting pride flags in their avatars. There's still a few holdouts, but like, you know, big ones like Ubisoft, Activision, Blizzard, Halo isn't doing it, Riot Games isn't doing it. They're clearly losing ground, and I'm all here for it because I'm just so fucking sick of like the rainbow explosion every fucking June. I actually appreciate what Red was doing. Is like, instead of like celebrating Pride Month, let's celebrate National Men's Health Awareness Month. I'm okay with this. I like this better. Blue's a better color instead of like, you know, rainbow vomit. Favorite Legend is doing it. Well, like I said, there's still holdouts.
Amount of virtue.
There's still people who are insane and don't want money. To be fair though, Apex Legends, they make so much money, they don't need to. They can do whatever the hell they want, and people will still keep playing their game because the people who play Apex are captured. They won't stop playing because they've lied to themselves, and that is actually a good game. So there's not really anything you can do for them. Unfortunate. Anyway, that was basically it regarding that one other VTuber. Again, we got through like the weird VTubers who were acting up this month, or like this past week. They need help. One's a fucking mean girl narcissist. The other is a murderous HRT high weirdo. So I don't know. They just need some fucking help. They both need help. Professional help. But unfortunately, a lot of therapists these days kind of just validate people's delusions rather than, you know, questioning them or challenging them, which is unfortunate. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Anyway, let's move on to some other stuff. Well, speaking of Asmongold and his like terrible fucking takes, last week we talked about Stellar Blade, the upcoming sequel or side game or, you know, same game in the universe, whatever. Stellar Blade Blood Rain. and people had very normal and reasonable responses to the reveal of the new main character, Eevee. Anyway, let's see what happens. So basically, oh, it ended. Hold up. This one fine. I haven't seen this one yet though. Yeah, sure, we'll just use this one. Seems to be the same genre as the other one. Jurassic June. Jurassic June's a pretty good one too. But basically, the long story short of it is that despite everything that's happened regarding people trying to shit on Stellar Blade Blood Rain and like call out Eevee and say that she looks like a child and blah blah blah, you know, other nonsense like that. No, it didn't do anything. The game is still going strong, and basically the devs have basically come out and just openly said that, hey, we're gonna keep going. We want to keep making the game. We intentionally wanted Eevee to look younger than Eve, and this is entirely what we're going for. The direction of the youthful appearance, like right here, popped up in the conversation, but Keenan shrugged off the complaints and stated that fans won't feel the same once they actually play the game. Yes, she is younger, and that's intentional to the point. She is smaller in size, she's shorter than Eve, but she has a stronger personality and engages in much tougher battles, and she actually is part of a special squad that chases after groups of terrorists who cause terror attacks here and there in the city. If you actually play the game, you would not think that. He continued, I definitely like how Eve looked in the previous Stellar Blade, but this time Eevee not just her physical looks, but her personality. Yeah, what I've got from the trailer was that Eevee, going back to like some of these pictures. God, I wish we were at the thumbnail. Well, like stuff like this and the like her overall expressions and a lot of like the art. She came off, like, despite the fact that she looks younger, like, I'm not gonna deny, she does look younger. Not child, but younger than Eve. Like, if I were to give, like, say that Eve is, like, 20... Oh my god, give me a look. What? That looks so cool. Holy shit, I want this as a game, but it's just background music. Sorry, I got distracted. Let me erase that a little bit. Where was I? Yeah, well, I would say like Eve is probably like maybe 25 at the oldest. I would probably say that Eevee is like 20, maybe 19 at the youngest. But despite her younger age, what I gathered from her, from how she acted in the trailer, her expressions and everything, is that she's a lot more dour. She looks like she's like perpetually angry. And I think that really lends into what they're trying to say here, and the fact that like she is in a dark world. She is undergoing, she's dealing with like terrorists on a day-to-day basis. She's seeing like the worst of humanity. So I can see why she would overall be a more bitter person. So not only is she might look younger, but I would argue that she is, what I'm gathering from the interviews, it seems like she's more bitter and kind of forced to mature faster because of the things she's going through and the things that she's experienced and seen, which I love. I love that contrast of it. Like she still looks cute, but like she'll fuck you up if you just say like the wrong thing to her. Like it feels like, even like if you were to like compliment her and she would interpret it in the wrong way, she would probably like react violently to it. Like that's not a good thing, but the point is like it's because of like her past trauma that she would do something like that. Like she gives off that vibe, which I just think is like a really cool contrast, like to her character and the way she contrast to her looks and the way that she designed. By the way, this video from Chibi, we're not gonna really like go and listen to it, but this interview came out 2 days ago, whereas this video from Chibi was like at the start of the week. This is basically them confirming that they didn't care what people had to say and they still love the game and they're gonna keep the course as they should. By basically just like sending out like phone wallpapers. And by the way, I have all of these on my phone right now. I have them all saved. I should probably set one as my background, but I haven't done it yet. Tongue, please. My goodness, Snowy. Okay, okay. If you're gonna be so demanding. Mwah. Thank you for the redeem. Jeez, that's the most aggressive kiss redeem I've ever received. not that I dislike it. Thank you for the redeem, Snowy. Appreciate it. But yeah, like what? You're the mouth. But yeah, like this was pretty clearly the response to like all the drama and the hate they were receiving. Just post more cool screenshots as wallpapers of their badass new character. I don't have those phones. Let me look at them right now. I'm not gonna be able to pull them up, but I have those pictures on my phone right now. Yeah, like two of them, like this one right here is literally like a full body shot. Of course, you can see Eve's ass, like this plainly right there on the front. I probably wouldn't use this as a fun wallpaper because I wouldn't want to show that in public, but you know what I mean. It's still pretty cool. I do like it a lot. So yeah, like they're clearly like still leaning into it. They have this this one which is like a close up of her face with her her gauntlet. So like yeah, they don't really. It's pretty clear like they're gonna stay the course. They're not planning on changing everything. And this interview here is pretty much confirmation of that. Like they're gonna stick with it. Also Vera apparently claimed. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know where the tweet is. I would have to go looking for it. But she says, or she claims, like I don't want to like imply that she's like unreliable, but she says that she spoke with one of the like an art director or something like that, and basically said the same thing that's going on here, that like, you know, like they do intend her to be a little younger, but like that's what we want. We want her to look like, you know, inexperienced but also kind of bitter in this world that she's living in. So yeah, there pretty clearly is no what am I looking at here? It's Megabean. I mean, Megabean would, but whoa. I can mark that as a completed redeem. Alright, thank you too. I appreciate it. Thank you for keeping everything in check. Was there anything else here?
There is a
going on. I love this. I want a screenshot of that as a wallpaper. That looks really good. Estinite. Yeah, like this is just like a review of everyone's reactions. We all remember what people were saying. They're all saying they made up this new word, Epstein-nite. You can make a game series until the public says something. Like, I mean, you guys reacted pretty fucking immediately. It's not like it was like I said, this was like a very predictable response. It's just like the direction they went with it, which is like they went with like saying that it's like pedal bait and yada yada. Like that's the only thing that was like a little surprising. But I knew while I was watching that trailer, I knew that people were gonna like I'm just waiting for people to start like losing their minds and say why this is bad and why we should hate it and why Cellarblade is gooner bait that we should not like. Period. And blah 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 and all that nonsense. It's just the flavor of it. That's the only thing that's a little surprising. Like as they say, history doesn't repeat itself, it rhymes. And this is just the same fucking bullshit we went with Eve, the same bullshit we went with 2B, the same bullshit we went with Bayonetta. And like a lot of people are saying, give it like a year or two, they're gonna start saying they're gonna start claiming Evie and decide that, oh, she's actually a lesbian icon because she has short hair. Probably. Like, oh my god, my butch queen, look at her short hair, she's so cute. Or they're gonna say she's trans because he's a tomboy. Because that's clearly what they're going for with Evie being with her new design. God, I love how she just looks like she's moaning there. Whatever, like I said, they're gonna find a way to try to claim her in a few days or two. I like this art, just like I'm not like 100% there with the lips. I don't know, the lips look a little weird, but otherwise I like the art. I like the art. I don't want to be too mean. It's just some random artist I've never seen before. What the fuck? Oh, so okay, this is not making fun of them. Yeah, so you think I'm a child, huh? Oh, the response is so good. That looks badass. Ooh, I love the shoes. I didn't even realize them yet. Yeah, I'm cosplaying Evie, in time for the next game. We don't have a release date, so I imagine like late next year at the earliest we'll get the game. But yeah, get ready for like me wearing something like this, or maybe with the hood. I do like the poncho. It's really cool. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anyway. First Eve, now Evie. Next pro tag will be E. It's just Markiplier. It's just Markiplier dressed as Farquaad. And they'll still find a way to say that it's too sexual and that you shouldn't like it. This is a stand. She says, "Stand for my arrival, worm." Wait, what? When did she say that? Was that Evie? I don't remember that, or is that like a reference to something else? Oh, this one. That's new. Oh, this is from no, it's a girl from Conquest. Jeez. I mean, they're both wearing basically the same outfit. Now that you think about it, you know, like white latex bodysuit. It's basically the same character. And they also like I assume like their primary, because seeing that hand, I assume like their primary form of combat is fisticuffs. Conquest is literally Evie, or Evie is literally Conquest. Very appropriate. Can I show this? What's wrong with me? Very good. I want you to do that. Oh, maybe I'll try to draw that. Like I won't be good, but I might try to draw Evie and just like you know, copy and paste this into the picture. I might try that. We'll see. But yeah, that's basically it. It's basically good news. Stellar Blade, our Sift Up devs saw all the drama and they're like, nah, we don't care. We're gonna stick with it because we like this character. We stuck the course with the last game. We're gonna stick the course for this game because we know that, you know, like the people that we want, the fans will stay by us because this is what they want. This is the kind of characters they want. But yeah, it's been mostly price. Wait, what? Okay, so here's what I'm seeing here. Just another example. Your likes are public. Oh yeah, so like another guy that you can't even show it. I'm assuming this is a picture of Megamine with her legs spread open and probably nude and everything. And Megamine is a loli. She actually is the age that these people were claiming that Evie is. A lot of them are like, oh my gosh, she looks like she's 15. Megamine is canonically 16. Like, actually. And so this person was getting off to Megamine with, like, I don't know, shoving her staff up her cunt or something. I don't know. and then gets after us for like thinking Evie's cute. I'm like, yeah. It's the same shit, different day. These guys jerk off to like the worst, like way more degenerate stuff than a fully clothed woman in a violent video game. Like, make it make sense. But yeah, that's basically it. There's not much more to talk about regarding the Celebrate. Actually, I wanted to hear this because I didn't properly hear the entirety of
battle. All of that will combine together, and you'll see
video.
that she's a very lovable, which they could.
Yeah. Here's what she says. She said she had a chance to briefly reach out with the CEO. Like, she spoke with the CEO apparently. Again, I'm not saying Vera isn't important. She's probably one of the more popular voices on our side, quote unquote. But the fact that she spoke with the CEO directly, or claims to, like, that's pretty impressive if it's true. Like, again, like, she doesn't have any. It's just like her claiming. She doesn't have any like proof of the matter. But if it's true, that's pretty cool. Yeah, this is an interview with Who did this interview, by the way?
Now that the sequel has... When Stellar Blade released in 2024, it faced a major
If it's
amount of
Megamine, I think about the whole explosion line when you make her go over the.
backlash from the
I feel like sex with
Access
the
media
Megamine
and
would be
their
really
followers. These people were
dangerous.
furious that they dared to put
She
a woman
comes and then
in
like
really
your
good
house, your
looking
entire house
outfits,
just
and
goes
they showed
down,
a lot of
and you
skin on
with
this
it.
character. And now that the
We saw how
sequel
big her explosions can get. They're pretty fucking huge.
has rolled around and we've gotten the announcement for it had initially released it.
Yeah, I don't know where this article's from. Does she source it? She never sources her articles. Yeah, I don't know where this
Faced
article's
quite
from,
a lot
but
of backlash from the Access media because sex appeal was on display.
let me see. Lewis Parker Stellar Blade interview. Let me see. It's from Kotaku of all places. Damn. I'm surprised they spoke with Kotaku. Because like Kotaku is like they're the complete utter opposite end of this debate. They probably vehemently hate Evie, even if they're even if they're smart enough to not make it public. I bet in the office they're seething over her. Let's see. Played the game. You would not continue. I reread these comments. Wait, hold on. Okay, let's see. Where's this from? Surrounding. It's alleged use of gender. I don't care about the AI background assets. Who gives a fuck? Talk about the childlike appearance. Who did he have this interview with? It wasn't with them. That's what I'm reading here. Director of the original Stellar Blade in 24 recently sat down with IGN to talk about. Okay, so it was with IGN. I mean, IGN is not much better, but in terms of like, you know, ideals, but still makes more sense to talk to them than Kotaku, who are like barely hanging on by a thread at this point. They should have hired Craig. I will stand by that. She played the game. Yeah, she's younger. She's smaller in size. I love that she's smaller. That's just so good. I like petite women. Okay. She said an E reply. She has stronger personality. Engages my stuff for battles. Yeah. I like that contrast of her like being like small but like embittered. I just think that's like a really interesting like play into like her personality clashing with her looks. Like, you know, you would expect somebody like her would be like going to university and like, you know, she's like beginning her life and like happy-go-lucky and is ready to experience the world, but instead she's embittered and closed and just hates everything. That's how I'm interpreting her character, but I don't know. I just think that'd be a really, really cool way to portray her. She actually kind of reminds me of Anise in that way. You know, outwardly, well, Anise like outwardly shows like a sunny exterior, but like when she actually gets talking, like she's very bitter about the state of the world and people, and just doesn't see any real point in existing. Like we found out in like the recent Popstar event that she became a combat Nikkei specifically because she was hoping she'd die on the battlefield. Like she saw no other purpose in her life. She didn't want to like just like commit suicide. So she became a soldier for the sake of like hopefully dying out there, and much to her chagrin, it never came. She never took a bullet that took her down. She was just too good at it. But thankfully, she comes across the commander, and he revitalizes her hope and humanity and love and, you know, goodness in the world. But I don't know. Maybe there's something similar going on with Evie. Like I said, I've mentioned this multiple times, but one of the things like I love Stellar Blade, the first one. My big issue with it was the story and how it just wasn't on par with what I know Shift Up can do. Like, it was fine, but it was very like kind of cookie cutter, basic. And like I just gave you like a pretty good synopsis of Anise and like how maybe Eevee can have a similar mindset and story to her, where she is embittered with the world and needs to come back and realize that there is goodness to fight for, and we're fighting for. And I don't know, that'd be a really interesting little adventure to go on. I think, yeah, you know, character driven by her and her team. I assume there's gonna be like other characters, like supporting characters and such. Like, very level character. I've reread these comments several times. Okay, here's the Kotaku part of their mentality coming through. It just comes across as evasive nonsense to me. Kim's response doesn't really address Eevee's appearance, nor her overtly sexualized poses in the trailer, beyond stating that she is younger and smaller in size. Kim did, however, talk about the new outfit that will be available for Eevee in Stellar Blade Blood Rain. It will be even more appealing based. That's all we can say. I love it. I love it. Good lord. I hope more appealing doesn't mean what I think it means at this contest. The Jizzle physics presence in the reveal trailer were disturbing enough. Thank you very much. Oh, go fucking suck on a cactus, Lewis Parker. you soy boy. Jesus. At least he provided, like, you know, proper quotes and didn't, like, I'm assuming, I'm gonna, like, I guess I'm being a little generous here by assuming that he didn't, like, edit them or anything. Maybe because he thought they were, like, harmful in proper context, but he just comes off as, like, a loser. But yeah, so clearly they're upsetting all the right people, and they're sticking to course. And I'm just so excited for, like, a eventual demo coming out soon, hopefully. Because I remember streaming the demo for Stellar Blade and had a ton of fun with that. And I'm hoping there's gonna be some outfits that we can try out in the demo as well, because that was a really cool little feature they added. Hope it just comes to Xbox. It should. Actually, I think we did confirm that it is coming to every platform. Consoles. Yeah, it seems like they're planning on releasing it on PS5, Xbox, PC, and apparently Nintendo, possibly too. So, I mean, Stellar Blade is coming to, or is on Switch too, I think. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, that was the whole point, with Shift Ups separating from Sony. Now they can just release the game on every platform, and they don't have to worry about that. You Nintendo, Lamel. TOA, crust that clanker's balls. Don't ever want to see it again. But yeah, like that was a big thing regarding it's on Kick, by the way. Thank you. That's one of the things with their separation, so that they don't have to like do a time exclusive or anything like that. I bought Stellar Blade on PS5 because I really wanted to support it and what they were doing. But I obviously would have like stuck to PC exclusively if I could have, if the opportunity had been present at the time. But now I don't have to buy it twice. I can just buy the version that I prefer, and obviously gonna get it on PC. Looking forward to it. But yeah, the whole separation lets them allow basically to spread as far and wide as possible. Like, console exclusives just aren't money makers unless like it's a really popular game. The only console exclusive I can think of that might make decent money is Gears of War E-Day, and even then that game is getting some getting some heat. I saw some really funny videos about, like, we actually see Coltrane in the first trailer. He just transitioned at some point, apparently, like taking in all that testosterone from Marcus Phoenix. You know, so much is radiating off of him. He became Coltrane. Oh my god. But yeah, E-Day is this is our eBay. Oh my god. I mean, it does look like they're selling now. Like that. Okay, that's a good pivot actually. to wrap things up real quick, yeah, Stellar Blade, stay in the course. We don't really have anything to worry about. The piss babies can be mad. Who cares? We get hot anime waifus. I don't. Who gives a damn? Anyway, moving on. But yeah, that's a good place to split up on because we basically got confirmation about we'll talk about this. Okay. We just basically got confirmation about what's going on in Xbox. And to be fair, it's something we kind of already know about, but let's get a little into it.
Interesting post here that we got from Learning the Law says, bro, this guy worked officially on the game South of Midnight and is now confirming that Microsoft actively discourages artists from creating curvy female characters in its games. The pattern has seemed obvious for a while. Look at his Lara Croft. Someone should interview him. Learning the Law. Person being Anima Lune.
Alright, okay, I have a few other stuff I can show you regarding that. Let me see, Microsoft. Sexualizing. Let me see. Yeah, we knew about this for a while. We knew about this list a little while ago. But now we're kind of seeing it in action, like confirmed that this is what they were doing. Basically, this is like 2 years ago. There was like a leaked document or something like that. It's titled Product Inclusion Action. Yeah. Let me see if I can actually get a better look at this. Yeah, like from their this is like from their official site and everything. I don't know if this is like still up anymore. Or they might have hit it since then because you know DEI and all these buzzwords have become very unpopular in recent years. But they have stuff like this. Are you telling stories or sharing new perspectives without the product experience? Do all the characters' players' depictions look the same? Where's the really bad one? What steps have you taken to ensure characters are represented respectfully and authentically? Okay, they're getting a little weirder. Have you validated assumptions? How have you validated assumptions you have made about your audience to check for blind spots or unintended stereotypes? Huh? Do you feel proud to show a member of a community how their culture / character is depicted within your experience? Like, keep in mind, this is from Microsoft themselves, like trying to like steer devs towards writing characters and depicting them correctly. How are the wide range of customers depicted within your products, content portfolio, and communication? Process of you to validate how different groups of people or cultures are representing your experience. And here's like the big one regarding like particularly like female design. Are you reinforcing any negative gender stereotypes? Are you unnecessarily introducing gender and gender barriers into your code or design? Are you creating playable female characters that are equal in skill and ability to their male peers? Are your female characters equipped with clothing and armor that fits their task? Do they have exaggerated body proportions? When the story allows, do you show male characters the full range of emotion, including joy? So, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Let's hear it. It's held by what percent of screen time, on-screen presence, speaking lines, heroes is held by different genders or racial identities. They have process review key. Okay, so like this was like relatively tame, but now we're like kind of like seeing it in action, like what's actually happening regarding all this.
The pattern has seemed obvious for a while. Look at his Lara Croft. Someone should interview him. That person being Anima Lune, who responded to a different post of Learning the Law where he said, like a clockwork, posting this headline.
It's like clockwork.
Says Microsoft does not want curvy women in video games. Warns developers against.
Okay, let me see if I can find this article. Let me see if I can find this article. Where's that from? April Writer. Iron freaking robot. Okay, here it is. Oh my god. Oh wait, no, I wanted like, oh, I wanted those pictures. Never mind.
certain
That's not
body
working.
proportions, which Lune responded to, writing, "I've worked on a couple productions for Xbox, and I can say that it's absolutely true."
And then he goes into like his experience, like what he had to say about this, and I'll just read it off for you. The de-beautification, androgenization, and in some cases outright masculinization of conventionally attractive female characters is neither isolated nor accidental. The Walker video game industry artist went on to say, "There's been a handful of times I pitched black women characters that look like this picture on the left, with then after 10 iterations, the concept or model comes back without a speck of the original beauty I pitched. I'm not talking about mild changes. I'm talking about pose, aura, style, softness, age, flair. I hate giving Gamergate men fuel, but it's very difficult to pitch beautiful or vain black women in video games without them coming back like grocery store aunties. There is room for both." And I'm trying to get down to like the pictures that he showed up. Yeah, that's like a character from like I think this is one of the default characters from what was it called? Starfield. Yeah, like my favorite fucking game in the history of forever. Fucking Starfield. And they had like this gorgeous model that they could have based it on, and instead they go with this one. Like, I know this is just an example, but I'm pretty sure like all like his actual like pitches, like this guy's like an artist, right? I'm sure he's had like has had actual pitches and like actual artwork, but he doesn't have it anymore because like it's internal and he can't show it off because he could get in trouble otherwise. And I just find that hilarious. Let me see. I know he at one point he says something like, so yeah, he basically gave off this interview, and you know, basically this 100% confirming exactly what we did. And I love how like at the end here, he has to be like, I don't want to give Gamergate men fuel. Like, you mean like facts? You know, logic / evidence that proves them right? And that just kind of like shows, like, despite the fact that he is very clearly frustrated, and like he should be, like he wants I assume he's like a relatively young guy, maybe like in his 30s. He still finds, you know, beautiful women beautiful, and like wants to like depict that. Like, artists want to draw beautiful things. Like, that's just like the vast majority of artists do. Like, I'm not a great artist, but I usually draw like attractive characters, femboys and anime girls and shit like that, or cool shit like mecha if I feeling adventurous. But the point is, like, you draw what you find appealing, and fact of the matter is, most of us prefer appealing looking characters, appealing looking people, and we want to draw beauty, we want to depict it, we want to draw what's objectively beautiful. And I'm assuming this guy, I think he's confirmed to be like a black artist himself, so you know, like, it don't make sense. Like, he finds black women attractive, and like, power to him. Like, this girl on the left, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful. And I think there's plenty of room for having characters that look like this, and so you can kind of like, you know, fill in your diversity quota. I mean, you shouldn't have to do it because of diversity's sake. You do it because the character makes sense to be a black woman, or it doesn't matter and you just happen to want to have a black woman as the main character. One good example I know of attractive black woman as one of the main characters was Deathloop, and from what I hear, Deathloop was actually a pretty solid game. She was one of the spies in that game, and I can just pull it up. Deathloop. Woman, here's a woman. Juliana Blake. Yeah, like, she's pretty alright. She's kind of pretty. Like, she definitely looks like she was toned down. I imagine if she looked closer to this at the start of her design and they toned her down a little bit, because I saw the people who worked on this game, and there definitely was a committee and they had to meet an ugly quota. Though she does look really good in this outfit. I do like this this callback to like 60s era spy gal. That's actually really cool. But yeah, point is, like, you know, attractive black lady. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm here for it. And that's what he would like to see more of in his in the games and the work and the art and the works that he works on. But nah. After 10, like you said, after 10 iterations, you get this fugly mess. Because this, yeah, she's black, she has the right skin tone. You're right about that, but that's not inclusive enough. She needs like 20 more pounds, an ugly haircut, and you know, a lot of other little things. Let's fix her up a little bit. She isn't quite there yet. She's not inclusive enough. And he openly admits that this is frustrating and it's not good. And it kind of eats at him as an artist, and he doesn't like it. But we can't give ammunition to the chuds because we can't admit that they're right, that they're actually going, that maybe they had a point, maybe. And like I love how he brings up Gamergate, and he's kind of implying that like we mean like the people in Gamergate had a point, maybe. Maybe there's a reason they think like that. Maybe there's a reason why they came to their conclusions and why they're on their side, and maybe you're on the wrong side, so to speak. But so like all that, like I agree with him, and then of course like this little tidbit at the bottom really explains what happened next, because he comes back later and says that, oh, of course he has this fucking flag in his bio. Of course he does. Because this guy is ideologically captured. He might be frustrated, but he is very much still parked in their camp, and he cannot. Also confirmed, I was right. He's a black dude. Like I suspected. Like he very much is where he wants to be, and he's scared to lose his position. Because if he speaks out and says anything controversial or implies that like his group are in the wrong, even if only slightly, then that's just like the first step to him potentially like losing his entire career. And like this kind of, it really shows it here. I'm just gonna read his words. After some private DMs today with other black devs, I would no longer be publicly discussing black representation in games for the foreseeable future. I assume future. No more panels, articles, podcasts, nothing. This is not up for discussion, nor is it an invitation to try and change my mind. Cheers. This reads to me that this guy went through a struggle session. He questioned the hive mind. He spoke out and said, I'm not happy with how things are going. He implied that the chuds might be, even if it's just a tiny bit, they might be right. Maybe they have a point. And maybe I'm being stifled in my creativity because of the people I surround myself and the mentality that we adopt. And guess what? Those same people didn't appreciate that. They pulled them aside, and like he even openly admits to this, that he spoke with other people, and they told him, shut the fuck up. Don't give in to them. Don't even imply that they might be correct on anything. You're just giving them fuel against us. You're just giving them ammunition that they can use and prove that we're wrong. I remember like one of these things, I think I had like another, this base dev exposed. This guy isn't base. No, he's not. I'm gonna call out Hero High here. I think he was just going for like a snazzy title, but he's objectively incorrect on this one. This guy isn't direct. He slipped. This guy told us, he said the quiet part out loud, but he didn't want to say it. It slipped. He didn't mean to say it, and now he's regretting it. He went through his struggle session. They gave him a little beating to remind him like where his place in the world is, and now he's clamped down shut tight because it's inconvenient for him and his side. And he could, if he was truly based as like Hero High is like trying to say here, he would like come out and say like, I don't want to work with these people anymore. I'm gonna go like find another indie studio that's willing to take me, or start my own studio, or start taking commissions, or anything like that. Like anything to break away from the people that he was in talks with, these other black devs that he's mentioning. Now that would be truly based and, you know, enlightening and actually breaking the mold on his part. But no. He just slipped, and his betters reminded him that you need to clamp up and shut the fuck up. This is not okay. Don't give them anything against us. So I in my opinion, I think this is like enlightening in twofold. It tells us like what they're actually feeling, like a lot of them are actually feeling on the inside, and it also tells us well, maybe it's more like a reminder of how like toxic their communities are, how they will clamp down on you and pressure you into compliance if you don't toe the line. And unfortunately, this guy does not have the balls to walk away and say like, no, I'm not happy. I do not want this. I'm gonna go do something else and find something better. But no, as this is the flag of compliance. That's basically what it's become, honestly. This is it's become the flag of I am towing the line that I think is the most popular and will make me socially acceptable to other people, and I'm scared of becoming an outcast, so I'm gonna stay in my lane and not try to stir up trouble. Force into the hive mind again. Yeah, basically. These guys, I bet this guy likes to think of himself as a rebel, a punk, a revolutionary, but he's a bitch. He's a conformist. He's part of a hive mind and he's not even aware of it. It's really truly quite sad. He had a moment of clarity. Again, going back to this, like he had a chance. He could have walked away and he could have said like, no, I want to do this. I don't like this. Like he knows that. Like he knows that. He openly admitted it. He wants this, not this. But the collective said no, and he's afraid of the collective, and so he clamped shut and then put himself neatly back into the machine. Pathetic. He's not base. He is a sad man. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, more of them like just admitting it. It's a way to Wokma to avoid being called sexist. Yeah, that's basically what he's doing. Like he clamped down because he doesn't want to be called sexist or problematic or anything like that. He just went back into line. But I would rather say mob as a number of people actually having an issue. There was one sales. I sent this on Reddit. And yeah, like that's a good point. Like they were coming up. Like this is actually like a surprisingly very base Reddit thread. Or what do you call it? Subreddit. Where they're actually like this is like pretty telling. Basically what I'm saying here, like this is pretty telling as to like what they're doing. They're trying to like all this is like basically just confirming that like what we heard about with here, like this is actually in practice. They are actively trying to stifle. Oh yeah, like let me find that one. I know I had it on Twitter. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I responded to something on Twitter. Okay, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful here. Yeah, here, like this thing. New angels of the female character in Gears of War. Yeah, like here are the new gals that they're introducing Gears of War E-Day. And I have the most to say about E-Day in particular. Like there's also like the character from Wolverine, the main villain from the new Fable game that they revealed. Like they all look hideous, right? But I have the most to say about E-Day because I know what female characters in Gears of War used to look like. This is what they used to look like. Anyways, for you, Paige, it's like my page is like a landmine. Don't worry about it. You didn't see anything. You totally didn't see Lucy's ass or anything. Anyway, point is, this is what they used to do regarding Gears of War characters. This is Aya, and I believe this girl's name is Christina. something like that. And I don't remember her. I just know she's the protagonist of Gears of War 4. But my point is, and I said it right here, we knew how to make grounded but still feminine female soldiers once. Gears of War knew how to make attractive female soldiers in the past. I adore Aya. She's my favorite of all these, by the way. And even though I didn't play 3, I watched several playthroughs of 3. And the only reason I didn't play 3 is because it was an Xbox S exclusive, I believe. And it never came to any other console that I had, so I could never get my hands on it in time. Unfortunate. But I remember always like lusting over the 3rd game because like I'd never play it as a kid, unfortunately. But back then, we still knew how to make good looking characters, and here they are. We have some badass ladies, but you can still tell that they're women. They're still wearing like the cog armor. It has like, you know, it's not like shaped chest, it's not like boob plate or anything, but you can tell that these are gals, as opposed to this, where this looks like some like pre-pubescent football player, and I don't even know how to describe this one. Holy shit, something's wrong with her. And again, I use her loosely. What the fuck's happening here? Like, where did it go wrong? Oh, I know where it went wrong. This. And this. Where they openly admitted that Microsoft actually has an active and intentional agenda against, you know, attractive female characters. So even this is too much. Even this is incorrect. This is not the correct way to portray women in your games. Blah, spit on it. Do not allow this. This is pure and good, and this is the way forward. This is progress right here. And it's shit like this as to why, like, I think it's gonna be an uphill battle for E-Day. Now, don't get me wrong, E-Day's gameplay looked really good. It actually kind of got me excited. But then I saw this afterwards because like they didn't really highlight any female characters. It was primarily Marcus, Dom, and then 2 other squad members that they meet up. And I think they meet like a Carmine at the very end. So it was like total of 5 characters you encounter. I didn't realize until after the trailer that one of them was supposed to be a woman. I thought it was just a bunch of dudes. And like, oh, it's just like you and your buddies. Like these are like your new Cole and new Baird, and of course Dom is still here. So like it's just your crew, and like oh my god, this is so cool. It's just like back in the day. And then I find out that I think it was, oh my god. With eBay for now, it's appropriate because they're literally selling out. It's not Gears of War, it's Gears of War eBay. Gears of War sell out. But yeah, like I didn't find out until after the fact that one of the squad members is supposed to be a woman. I think it's supposed to be this one, or maybe this one. I don't know. I thought it was all dudes, but one of them's supposed to be a girl. But again, like but that aside, the gameplay looked fun, and it reminded me of like when I was a kid playing Gears of War for the first time. Like it actually got me kind of excited. But the 2 big nails that they're gonna have to deal with regarding this game is this, and the fact that apparently it's gonna be an Xbox exclusive. It might be on the Microsoft Store for PC, but the fact that they're not gonna, but they're really gonna go hard on exclusivity. It's just, I don't know, man. This feels like a really bad play in this day and age. Really, Nintendo is the only one who can get away with it, and even Nintendo's kind of struggling. Even Square Enix, when they released Final Fantasy 16 on PlayStation exclusively, after the fact they came out and said like, we're not gonna do exclusivities anymore. This is not financially viable. Like we spent way too much money on that game to get so little out of it. It's just not gonna work. So the fact that they're going in on that with the new Gears of War game, we'll see. And then also like we have the fucking pendejo as the director and everything, and I imagine he signed off on this nonsense. So not a good sign, not a good start. again, gameplay looked great, but it's gonna be an uphill battle. I'm definitely not gonna play it because I refuse to buy an Xbox. Have you seen the prices? My last Xbox was the 360, and I never looked back. I got a PS4, and I never touched an Xbox again. Like, again, I still have fond memories with my 360. I still have it somewhere around here. Surprisingly, it never got the red ring. But yeah, I'm not gonna buy an Xbox for this game, as fun as it looks. This released 2 and 3 on the on Steam already. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. But yeah, I don't really have high hopes for Gears of War E-Day. And from what I've heard, like, we're not really gonna go too much into it, but apparently they want to start fast forwarding Xbox titles moving forward. And if they don't succeed, they might drop Xbox altogether. And again, it's potentially very damning. Xbox might not be a thing in the next like 2-3 years if things go badly. I will hold the Xbox line. It's okay. Yeah, like, I'm glad you're having fun with your console, but I mean, try E-Day and let me know if it's any good. I mean, if you're willing to pay for it. It's probably gonna be like an $80 game, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe if it does badly enough, they'll cave and they're like, oh, okay, we'll put it on Steam. Just stop hitting us. Just please buy our game. We don't really need to watch the Rev video. It's basically everything we saw there. It's essentially the same thing. So yeah, that was basically it. Like, this industry artist let a little too much slip and then came to regret it, but really just confirming what we basically already knew, and it's that Microsoft is actually deliberately neutering attractive women in their games, and I just hope it continues to hurt them, because fuck you. Let me have hot characters. I like to enjoy both of them. Like, I like Marcus. I love Dom. I fucking love Dom. Dude's probably the only like Mexican guy I ever like found hot in a game, period. Now I think about it. But especially now that he's younger. I think they're like in their early 20s now. But damn, I miss the girls from Gears of War 3. Come on, I miss that. But we're never gonna have that. Not with this mentality moving forward. So we'll see what happens. This is a smaller story. Let's do this instead for now, because this was like particularly when he fell with Dom, then he died. Don't remind me. Look, I never beat Gears 3, so as far as I remember, he's fine. He's just suffering through some trauma because his wife is dead, but now he's single, so I can fix him. Oh my god. Look, I never played 3, so I can just lie to myself and just say that his death didn't happen. I'm just gonna lie to myself. Then he got that beard and everything. I like him without the beard more personally. Like, I get it, the whole like Gears of War 3 is basically like a post-apocalypse game. I guess Gears of War in general is kind of a post-apocalypse game, but you really feel it in Gears 3, and Dawn's appearance with him being like hairy really like lends to that. Like, he looks like he's like he just came out of like a nuclear bomb shelter after like years and years. But anyway, yeah. But I do like the armor in Gears 3, because like the idea behind if you didn't know, the Gears game are set in specific seasons. Gears of War 1 is set in fall, 2 is set in winter, and 3 is set in summer. Assumingly, there was a 4th one. I don't know if it's set in spring, but I don't care about 4 because you fight like a megalomaniac girl boss lady, and that's the main villain, and I just find her boring. I want to fight Locust. I don't give a fuck about like internal struggle, fight other humans and robots. No, I want to fight Locust. Want blood and gore, not sparks and electricity going everywhere. I mean, that's boring. But yeah, Gears 1, 2, and 3, those are the good ones. And again, like, please port it to Steam. Put it on Steam already. They put the first one up, which is a worse quality version of the Ultimate Edition, but like, at least it's there. Come on, 2 and 3, please. Like seriously, if they just did a bundle of 2 and 3 that was like of good quality, that would make so much more money than E-Day ever would. Just saying. Just fucking saying. Spoiler for a 14-year-old game. Don't fucking. I know he dies. I know he dies. He sacrifices himself in a explosion. I think he drives like a truck into a something that explodes, and that's how he dies. And again, like he went out like a hero, but like at the same time, it's bitter because I love him, and also it's because like he wanted to do it because he just wanted to get away from the pain of like losing his wife. And I get it, but it's still hard. Anyway, you know, my trauma aside from a video game. Let's get into this. Now this is interesting, and it's like because it doesn't like affect me personally, like in like I'm involved kind of case, but it involves a game that I was super excited for. I actually have the demo for it on my my desktop, and I did stream it like a few months ago. I think actually last Halloween, if I remember correctly. Oh, there was actually the demo. Shut up. That's so weird. Jeez, and that means every fictional character I ever loved, I've damned them to death, which would include characters like Samus and Ike. Maria was already dead, so it doesn't count. So I don't think that counts for her. And Samus isn't dead either, so yeah. Anyway, but yeah, this is revolving a game that like I was super excited for, called SSR Wives, or Waifus, SSR Waifus. But this game has basically been put into like a indefinite hiatus because there was like a legal dispute with the developer, which is this guy, or like the lead developer. Well, he's the lead developer. He represents like the entire development team, and this guy who is the who was like the publisher. And there's a reason why he's in a jumpsuit and everything. This is nothing relating to the thing. This is an old photo. Originally I was very much on the developer side, and then I thought like this is really muddy, I can't really say who is right here, but now it's kind of come out that this guy is actually the one in the right here, and the devs are the fucking morons, jerks, idiots, and they're the ones that are causing this game to not be made properly. Anyway, let's
The
go into
developers
this.
behind Synapse Chronicles have just had their Steam page and Patreon taken down by a crypto scammer. So there's actually ongoing
That's over. It sounds insane, but there's more to it.
litigation in the indie space right now between the Synapse Chronicles team and Joseph German from SSR Wives.
Gehrman. It's Gehrman from Bloodborne.
I
He's
went
back.
through and read the lawsuit,
he was publishing the game.
and the conclusion is probably not what a lot of you are expecting that clicked on this video, but
Yeah, like you see like, oh, the devs are trying to get their game back, and like the big mean publishers are locking them down. Like that's what you usually think of when you hear this kind of situation where devs are fighting the publishers. You think the devs are the ones who are the victims in all this, but no.
just
you'll
read
see.
everything, and we'll get to it as it comes.
Also, we'll probably
okay?
just watch this
Emergency.
for the most part.
Synapse Chronicles Steam page taken down by convicted criminal Joseph Victor.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I'll read. I don't like just like watching something. It feels like I'm stealing their stuff without like properly providing my own creative touch to it. Do you ever see the SOT sanctioned crypto scammer and AI scammer? Like, okay, this is all these stuff that he's like they're attributing to like the other guy. Lied about a Florida court order from separate case of falsely DMCA strike and the Steam page and Patreon page of the indie game he does not own. Gehrman does not own Synapse Chronicles. By the way, there's a trailer for this game. It actually looks pretty fucking neat. I watched it the other day and I was like, damn. Just spell it right. Synapse Chronicles. Yep, this thing. And it still has a lot of like the flair and the cool factor of the first game they were doing, SSR Waifus. To be fair, SSR Waifu was going for like a Silent Hill-esque gameplay loop. You played as like different characters and you're going through like a Silent Hill X world, whereas Synapse Chronicles seems to be going for more. It reminds me more of like Parasite Eve, I think. Though there isn't any gameplay, so I can't really confirm whether or not like that's exactly what they're going for. It might still be Silent Hill-esque, but with like a cyberpunk feel instead, which would be cool. But the point is, like, I don't even know if like I should be supporting this game because these people are also fucking up. And long story short, some of these assets are basically stolen. And let's like explain.
Nathan Gurman. Joseph Gurman,
but yeah, so like their Steam page. Actually, let's go look if it's up. That's a good point. Synapse Chronicle. I think it's still down. Oh. I mean, I probably spelled it wrong, to be fair. Nope. It's still down. Unfortunate. But the trailer came up, when did this come out? This was posted...
FTC he does right now. Harassment tool for our wives and unnames that Synapse in orange, and this
no
is
idea
their
when this
used
was
as a
posted.
bad faith harassment.
This was like yesterday, but the trailer was posted about a week ago. So yeah, between the trailer going up and this post going up and it being taken down,
Harassment tool to
it was probably
suppress an
still up when this
independently
trailer went
developed
up.
game.
Is what I'm trying to
And
say. Is that illegal? That's the thing. It might be very illegal.
This is their.
Well,
their image
let's
that they-
break it down a bit. Okay, so then they're going to this, like, so here's like the like cover girl, and they're like, oh, this guy is a fraud. He faked DMCA'd us. Here's a picture of him because he was arrested at one point, and they're using like this old mugshot of him to like to basically like paint him as like a criminal and yada yada. Which this might imply some defamation on top of everything.
Used here, indie game taken
But
down by convicted
let's
criminal
break it down
in
a bit more.
orange jumpsuit, false DMCA tags. The false DMCA notice claims that Synapse Chronicles is using stolen assets and code from SSR Wives.
Yes, the original game. And actually, let me just show you a little bit. SSRY. It was just SSR Wives. Okay. And yeah, this is the original game that they were talking about. We played this last year, the demo for it. Gunter showed it to me. I thought it looked sick as hell. I had tons of fun with the game. And then like a month later after we played it, I was like saying like, yeah, we're gonna play this next Halloween for sure, yada yada yada. And a month later, all this goes down and the game is put into development hell, and it looks like it might never come up to be playable. It might never be finished at this point because of all this legal issues going on between the devs and the publisher.
An unrelated different indie game. Gurman slash.
But yeah, so what Gearman, the publisher, is claiming is that Synapse Chronicles, this new game, has assets from SSR Wives, and Gearman is claiming that all those assets belong to him. And we're gonna find out that technically, yes, that is true. And so there might be a reasoning for him like shutting down this game.
XYZ AI claims to be the owner of SSR Wives, which is under dispute in court right now.
That's not true. That's the problem. Which is under dispute in court right now. No, it's not under dispute. Let's just keep going. Okay, so
Synapse Chronicles is a third-person action/adventure game. SSR Wives.
yeah, like the games are different, but the things that he's claiming are like what are his and like are part of SSR Wives and therefore his and like legally belong to him are things like assets of characters and such and such. And we'll see some examples here. There might even be some in the trailer if I like go through it. Not the main character. The main character is like a completely different model, made from scratch, which is fair. Like you can keep that character. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's some other stuff which I'm not seeing in the trailer, which is unfortunate. This is such a shitty situation. I'll get my thoughts
Wives
later.
is a fixed camera tank control survivor horror game. Synapse Chronicles is a high fidelity rendering game. SSR Wives is an intentionally low fidelity PSX style.
I don't know. It's still pretty flow. I would still call this like PlayStation-esque graphics. Like the environments are bigger and it's clearly like they're going for like a more grander scope, but it still very much looks like a PlayStation era game, at least in in the
rendering
aesthetic
game.
department.
Synapse Chronicles is fully owned by Corpus Work LLC. My new
It's like a fever dream. To be fair, I want to make it clear. I think this looks awesome. I love the art style of this this developer and their team. It looks sick as hell. I just think they're being really stupid. And like all the guns and like the cyberpunk aesthetic to it. I love PSX aesthetic. It's just it's one of my favorites of all time. Like I never had a PlayStation. I only ever played my cousins. But I love this era. Like Y2K aesthetic is like one of my favorites.
indie game company. All IP and assets are assigned to the new company and fully certified as such. We have a copyright pending.
Okay, so yeah, he's just they're just claiming that Gehrman is lying. The publisher's lying. He's come back to like haunt them even more, even though they're already fighting him in court over the other game, SSR Wives.
Every administrative decision.
And then he's talking about like his past. Like he apparently has done some stuff where he like
Gehrman and Simon's 50-50 ownership was always acted upon, and it was put to writing in October of 2025 via what Gehrman called the Founder Split Agreement. Gehrman clearly laid out Simon's ownership in the company, payment, and right to SSR Wives IP over message attached below. Simon executed this formal agreement by sharing access to all digital infrastructure for XYZ with Gehrman after Gehrman sent the agreement to his lawyer to be formal.
Later, Gehrman used that account to access the furious and lawsuit between us and Gehrman began.
Days later, Gehrman used him out. This was a severance agreement for $250,000. From was this in October? In exchange for $250,000.
Notice that Manny and Simon waived his ownership in the company and the indie game and the founder split agreement in exchange for $250,000.
This isn't entirely accurate. This is so when was this? In October? Yeah, in October, he actually fired Simon. This wasn't just locking him out. This was a severance agreement for $250,000. From October 13th to like the 16th, he was firing this whole group of people from the company because of an alleged coup, but we'll get to that in a sec. We gotta read the rest of ProTag's claims here. Since the founder lockout and financial
I just
theft
let him
in
go through it
October,
because there's a lot to go
Gehrman has been on
through.
a pathetic rampage against Simon and I and our friends and co-devs. The evidence is clear as day that Gehrman and Simon are co-founders of their company XYZ worth millions. Gehrman himself claimed that the IP to SSR Wives.
So basically, let me just clarify because I kind of passed over it. Simon is on the side of the devs, and they're basically just fighting Gehrman exclusively right now. So Simon and ProTag are on each other's side, and they're claiming that Gehrman is stealing SSR Wives from them and is now trying to steal this new game for them basically as well.
In fact, Simons, who was in the process of transferring it to me before the founder lockout in October. Gehrman's history of criminal activity is well documented. CFTC sanctioned him for fraud involving dozens of cryptocurrency investors in 2021. Gehrman was Nick Fuentes' right-hand man and chief of staff at the time, often called Assistant Groiper. Gehrman led...
Oh my god. Of course, like it has to get into like right-wing politics. Of course.
Many crypto schemes after a CFTC order that banned him from crypto, including Mint Money NFT, one of the first NFT projects to be named by the Texas State Securities Board in a ruling against NFT fraud. And this is actually true. The CFTC did call out...
Yeah, so he did commit fraud at one point. And I'm assuming that's where that mugshot is from. So, yeah, he has committed fraud at one point. But that has nothing to do with this current case.
Gehrman by name, the commodity...
If anything, like, this past history should have been, like, a red flag to them. Like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do business with the guy. But then they did. But to be fair, in Gehrman's defense, when he did do business with these developers, Ponte, I think that's what they're called, the ones behind this game, he's been nothing but straight with them.
Futures Trading Commission
They're
announced today that
technically wasn't
issuing
wrong.
an order filing and settling charges
I'm
against
spoiling
Joseph
the
Gehrman of Florida and J Squared LLC, a Florida limited liability company, for making misleading statements or omitting material facts in connection with soliciting more than $300,000 from over 40 individuals to invest in digital assets. So the claim of being a crypto scammer is founded. I mean, that's factual. We got that. Us and our lawyers have been actively working
ProTag, that's his name.
with the CFTC and other law enforcement agencies to bring justice against Gehrman's fraud. Gehrman will not be able to get away with fraud against independent developers, business partners, or gamers. Synapse Chronicles will be restored to Steam and Patreon soon and will be released by the end of 2026.
The strong words. I mean, look, as much as I think...
This will not slow down
I'll stop.
and we will not let this criminal stand in the way of gamers who want to play our new game. More gameplay features and updates will be coming soon, and a full vertical slice
Synapse
demo
Chronicles
will
looks
release
really
on Steam
cool.
this summer.
I
Also, they
want
put
it to
a
be
Ko-fi
released,
because
but
their
I'm
Patreon
conflicted.
was taken down, which was their main source of income for the game. I saw this originally because this was sent to me. Someone was like, okay, this is a good story. You should talk about this. And you see this, it's very bombastic with the mugshot, convicted criminal, false DMCAs. I can relate to false DMCAs as a YouTuber. We hate that shit. So
Yeah, like we've probably talked about it before too. Like false DMCAs are like a constant threat to YouTube. Like maybe not to me, but like a lot of my favorite YouTubers have been like falsely attacked. Like heck, earlier today we saw Akko like we were like put to the fact that like they might potentially get shut down by that deranged VTuber who might not like what Akko has to say about her. And so there might be another DMCA attack coming towards her way. And like that's no good. We don't like that. That's like if you're gonna like flag someone, do it for like legitimate reasons, not just because they criticize you.
off the bat, I'm like, all right, let's see what the fuck's going on here. This sounds insane. This guy's a proven scammer. Let's look it up. So there's two other articles. I'm going to link all of the evidence that I have for this case in the description so you guys can look for it yourself. But there's two articles from Niche Gamer that show the development of everything falling out here.
Yeah, and this is where it started with SSRY, the original game that I really loved. I loved the demo for it. I was super excited for it, and it's
SSR Wives
likely never
going to
come out now.
In 2025 of November, where Protag, who just made that post, that giant post, made a giant
literally a month after we played the demo, and then this all went down.
statement about the legal battle for SSR
She's DMCing anyone that's making clips of her allegedly.
The game's
yeah.
developer Protag released a statement
Do I count? Can I get DMC attack?
explaining his side of events, wherein he accuses Joseph Gurman of firing the core team to replace them with cheap foreign labor and silence the original team with litigation. Protag goes on to say that he is still in possession of the content, code, and much of the artwork for the game. My art and new outside technology has not been fully incorporated into the source game yet, let alone the actual content for the main game. It's all
If
still
you could
my sole
clickbait it?
proprietorship.
How do I
So in
clickbait it?
response to that, Joseph has been
Oh, have
posting
her
an
like face on the
agreement where
cover.
they
I mean, I'm a
transferred
variety. I
over
don't talk about
intellectual
specific.
property to him.
Like Octo and Mizu could probably talk about a drama case for like an entire stream, but I couldn't. Like I had to branch out. And like I'm too fucking ADHD brain to
Because
stick
he
to a single
offered
topic.
to bankroll the company
I'll
and
get
all the
bored.
employees because they were running out of money to develop this game, and that's how he was able to.
Also, I think
acquire-
they do the streams shorter. Like I think Mizu does like an hour and a half for like his hit piece streams, whereas I do 3 hours and talk a lot about
all
talk
of
about a
the-
lot more
the asset
things.
rights, the intellectual property, all that good shit. He's also the founder of Stealth GPT, which is an AI chatbot that markets itself as a writing tool that can fool readers. Keep that in mind because that's going to be kind of important. So his initial response to all of the disgruntled employees was this statement that I had to use the Wayback Machine to find because it was deleted. Long story short, the original studio owners willingly sold their game to us and agreed to stay on as employees.
Yeah, so basically he's claiming that despite like all the disgruntled things going on with SSRYs, they legally gave him the game. They sold it to them because he bailed them out because they were running out of money.
To finish the game. During this time, they were all paid salaries and had no complaints about the arrangement. All the
Yeah, like I will fund you completing the game, and then we all benefit from the sales.
contracts are in order, and there were no doubts about their intentions. Since then, they have decided to renege on their agreement, claiming that
Keep in mind that word. That's a new word I did not know about until today. If you don't know what renege means, it sounds kind of like a dirty word, but it basically means going back on a legal agreement.
the contract was never legitimate despite us signing in good faith. They will never tell you this because despite it being true, it reveals them for what they are. We didn't want a public spat that would damage the image of the game, but they didn't care and started one anyways. This will all be settled in court. So Protag claims that the SSR Wives copyright is being litigated on right now. I don't know.
Yeah, that apparently right now SSR Wives, the first game, this one. Apparently, according to Protag, the developer, again, there's two sides, the developer and the publisher. He's claiming, or they're claiming, is that this game is still in dispute right now for copyright claims.
What case that is, but it's not this case. You go right here to the official copyright public records lookup. I was able to get this registration code from the lawsuit itself. SSR Wives, the registration number, and we have the copyright claimant here, which is XYZ AI Inc. And you go to the PDF for the certificate. The registration was decided on as of February 13, 2026. Author XYZ AI Inc., which is Joseph's company, copyright claimant XYZAI Inc. So the current copyright holder of
Yeah, so it's not in dispute. It belongs to Gehrman. So he's just straight up okay. So that's his first lie. The developer in his newest post, his first post at the very beginning. The game is still in dispute. This game legally belongs to Gehrman and his company. That's the first lie that the devs wanted you to believe.
SSR Wives is not the company that Protag works for. It is the company owned by Joseph Germain, or German, however the fuck you say his name. Now, I understand that could be under debate whether the claims are, right,
moral and things like that, but legally it doesn't belong to them anymore.
full or valid. But as far as the official copyright public records, it does belong to Joseph German. We're gonna get to the legal documents in a second, but there was another article posted by Niche Gamer.
They're going for like a Resident Evil kind of game.
SSR Wives investor threatens legal action.
Oh, is that what they're doing? SSR Wives was more of a Silent Hill kind of game, and I guess Synapse Chronicles is going more for like Resident Evil 4. That's pretty cool.
Against the original creator. An investor who took over the SSR
you can see how
Wives
conflicted
project
I am
has
here,
threatened
right?
legal action against the game's original creator and anyone supporting them. Defenders of the original creator maintain that of course the art style will be similar if the artist is the same. Some artists may appear iconic in franchises, but it's like Yoshitaka Amano's artwork may be associated with Final Fantasy. It's not as if Square Enix owns his unique style. But that's dependent on contracts, like you obviously
it like
can't use these
they might just straight up own his style.
same
This is how
style
it is.
in all your projects. If you have an exclusivity agreement with a company, they can actually do stuff like that. It's like how the voice actor for SpongeBob, he voice acted in some other shit, and they were like, "Nah, you can't do that. You can't use your voice in other places." This
Technical is like obsessed with SpongeBob.
article doesn't really
I think
go
we kinda
that
got
in
it
depth.
already.
It
Just
just
look
mentions
behind it.
how he fired those employees, and he also runs an AI company and is a scammer.
I mean, he raped
Here's what
SpongeBob
confused
on
me about this whole
stream.
thing, 'cause
It was-
at first
it
I
was
was
hor-
sold
it was horrific.
on Sin Chronicles side. I was
He
like,
loves
oh,
him that
fuck
much.
this guy. He's a proven scammer. I hate false DMCA. But then you start reading the court documents, right? He gives an update, which is a motion for preliminary injunctive relief that was actually granted by the court. And if you don't believe this guy because he
But the
has a
SpongeBob
history
is
of
fine.
fraud, that's fine. I totally get that. It's
Yes.
on the official fucking website. I don't know how to say this, for Pinellas County, Florida. The documents, you can just click. You don't even have to pay for them, dude. Like, this is just public knowledge.
public
This is a
information,
voice memo
public
that was
access.
transcribed for the lawsuit from Caleb Workman, one of the people that got fired.
And look at these
where there's a
quotes.
few points that are highlighted here. By the way, Joe is Joseph German, if you couldn't tell. He wants to control everything, and he wants to be everyone's sun in the sky, their god. Like, at this point, it probably is better to actually just sell and wash our hands of Joe and then start something new. And how do we force that? Well, what we do is, basically this contract is signed. If it is absolute and there are no loopholes, we go on strike, and what we do is we say, Joe, basically all of our resources are directed towards trying to sell the company. While that is happening, we will work to make this sale as beneficial as possible, but if you don't do this, we are going on strike. You cannot fire us, and you cannot hire any new people. So basically, that is like Joe's worst case scenario, where it's either, okay, I sell, which is what they want, or we sit here and decline even more. So that is probably, if you want to push a sale and rid ourselves of Joe. And like, oh yeah, no, I am just absolutely reneging on this deal.
Yeah,
like,
that
dude,
word.
you were a fat inaudible, and I fucking hate you. I might even do the shit that was like code red. In this voice memo, he's admitting to reneging on the deal that they made for the IP. Oh, actually, we're all going on strike. None of us are working. Simon and I are calling it.
So like, I don't know if you like caught that, but like they openly admit, like verbatim, by their own words and admission, that they're reneging on the deal. Like they're going against the legal agreement that they made, which is illegal. Also, I love how he censored the N-word here, and if you go back here, that was put there by Technicals. If you go at the very beginning of the document,
from Caleb Workman, one of the people that got fired, where there's a few points that are highlighted here. By the way, Joe is Joseph, their god.
he didn't censor it here. Just saying.
Like, at this point,
Dirty
it
word.
probably
Can't look at
is
it.
better
Don't
to
look.
actually just... So basically, that is like Joe's worst case scenario, where it's either...
So yeah, they're basically trying to force him to sell. Like, we're gonna force him. Either he sells the game to us, in blatant terms, like either he sells us the rights to the game, or we refuse to work, and basically we languish his investments and no longer pure. You're all cursed. You saw the naughty word.
Okay,
The
I
power.
sell, which is what
It
they
has
want,
corrupted you.
or we sit here and decline even more. So that is probably, you know, if you want to push a
There it is again. It's there it's again.
sale and rid ourselves
Oh,
of
I see it
Joe.
again right
and
there.
like, oh yeah, no,
Yeah, he's trying to like censor it, but then he forgot like all the other parts.
I am just absolutely reneging on this deal. Like, dude, you were a fat inaudible, and I fucking hate you. I might even do the shit that was like code red. In this voice memo, he's admitting to reneging on the deal that they made.
Yeah, openly. I mean, technically, no. It's with an A, no hard R.
For the IP. Oh, actually,
Maybe
we're
that'd
all
be a little
going on
too
strike.
powerful.
None of us are working. Simon and I are calling it Operation Lazy Nick. Look,
He said it. He said it. I mean, he's black. He can say it.
dude, it's all right here. You guys can just look up this case yourself. I will give you the link to this. In
Yeah,
the
they're up down
description.
here.
Click
Again,
on here,
I always
and we have-
recommend going back to the videos that I use as sources if you want to. If you want like a bit more context. It's all here. Like even the court documents.
of all the filings. If we go down to May 29th,
Maybe the censored ones
we
are
have
hard R. Maybe. Does that mean he said a hard R? Again, he could say it, but like
the order granting. They granted the injunctive relief. Let's go to the last page here. Accordingly, the public interest supports entry of the injunction. The court finds that the plaintiff has met its burden on element 4. Accordingly, it is ordered and adjudged. The plaintiff's injunction motion is granted. The defendants, their officers, agents, servants, employees, and attorneys, and all persons acting in active concert or participation with them are hereby prohibited from engaging in the following conduct as defined as prohibited conduct in the injunction motion. Continuing to use the SSR IP to develop, launch, or promote SSR Wives. Using the SSR IP to develop any derivative game based upon or related to SSR Wives. Misappropriating SSR IP or any other property belonging to the plaintiff. Modifying or altering any...
All right, are you getting all this? So basically what this document is saying is that, first of all, this SSR Wives does not belong to ProTag and the dev team anymore. It belongs to Gehrman and his AI company, whatever it's called. In addition to that, they're not allowed to use any assets relating to it and then promoting it for any other IPs. Now, this trailer might be clean, but you're gonna see like in other parts of the video that there are examples where they were not doing that. Stuff like this, where we're seeing some stuff in their other content where it looks like they're actually stealing assets and reusing. Like this dog girl looks very similar to the dog girl from SSR Wives. And I don't know, maybe Synapses is clean, maybe they actually did it correctly. We also don't know if there's like any like confirmation as to whether there's any restrictions on the art style. Like maybe the art style itself was also legally belongs to Gehrman, which would be a really dumb thing to like sign over as an artist unless you knew for absolutely certain that this was like a golden deal. I don't think that's the case, but like you can't be using like other assets. What's that word said in the course case world record? Is that actually, imagine if that was like an actual
valid and legal
category.
under federal law in this court case. So what do they mean when they're saying that it's being disputed? Where? The only one...
Yeah, so he's wrong. Like, ProTag is just straight wrong. It's not being disputed. Like, it was decided... When was this court document?
We'll give you the link to this in the description. The order grant...
Earlier, like, in March. Yeah, in March, this was, like, decided. Like, and all this drama is just from, like, a few days ago. Yeah, like, earlier this month.
They granted art, the computers and shit, that information is being presented is not very truthful. Simon's option is that they are the rightful owners of the intellectual property when they signed over a legally valid agreement. And there's evidence like the voice...
Yeah, they legally agreed to this. They might not like the terms of the deal anymore, but they agreed to it.
Memo where they tried to renege on the deal. And it said in these documents too, but Simon Dickerman, he used information that he gained from working with Joseph to make his own rival AI company called Stealth fucking AI.io or some shit, and then released private secrets about the company that violated his NDA to a rival company. So like these guys are just fucked. Like legally,
Yeah, so it sounds like legally Protag and his crew are like fucking up really hard.
they're just fucked. A lot of the way that their information is being presented is not very truthful. They're violating NDAs. They admitted under oath that they still had like all of the source code on their computer when they were supposed to relinquish
Yeah,
all
that they
things
can't have that
related
anyway.
to SSR wives, the art, the computers and shit that they got while working on it, the source code, technology, all of that was supposed to go back to
3D
Joseph
models,
so they could finish
assets,
working on the
concept
game,
art,
and they did none of
everything.
it.
That's
He
not
also was
theirs.
able to
They agreed
convince
to
the
it.
courts that someone was trying to hack into his business accounts for like months, infiltrating or exploiting online accounts and systems owned by the plaintiff, relating to its various business endeavors, including but not limited to Aaron, AI Detect, Rapid Resume, and Stealth GPT, or attempting to do the same, and contacting current employees or investors of the plaintiff. Oh yeah, that's another thing. They went to some of his current employees' houses and dropped off some letters saying, do the right thing, which in this case would probably be leaving his company, which under
Yeah, they're
the
pressuring his other employees to potentially like, you know, like spread false information or leave his company or otherwise just like harm Gehrman and his company, which is solicitation and also incredibly illegal.
that they all signed, they're not allowed to solicit any
Yeah.
of his employees within a certain duration, like a year after leaving the company, and that could be considered soliciting them to quit, negatively impact his business. Like a lot of the shit that they're doing is just like, bro, you signed a contract. You can't just do this with no punishment. The defendants are ordered to promptly return to the plaintiff all of the plaintiff's confidential, proprietary, and trade secret information in their possession, custody, or control within 10 days of the entry of this order. The defendants are ordered to immediately preserve and submit to forensic imaging all devices, media, or accounts in their possession or control that contain or may contain any SSR, IP, or other confidential information belonging to the plaintiff within 20 days from entry of this order. This was on the 29th, by the way. The defendants are ordered to promptly return to the plaintiff all XYZ equipment within 10 days from entry of this order. So the Apple Mac Air that he got, monitor that he got, some other fucking office supplies that they were using that they didn't return. And he had all of the Amazon receipts for that in the exhibits as well. Again, you guys can see all of this information. You don't have to pay for it. You just click on it and you can
Read it
the whole
yourself.
doc.
It's all there, plain for anyone to see. But the point is, but the thing is, if a dev goes onto Twitter and says this rich publisher is being mean to me, the vast majority of people are just gonna take it for fact, and they're like, "Oh, you poor thing! They're preventing you from being an artist and releasing your wonderful game that we all want to see." And like, to be fair, I want to see it too, but like, dude, you're in the wrong here, though.
That these guys are in the right here. The defendants are ordered to provide the plaintiff with a complete list of any
Ones in
persons
the right
or
are
entities with whom they have
is the
shared
publisher.
the plaintiff's confidential information, with the exception of authorized plaintiff personnel in connection with the defendant's prior employment with the plaintiff, within 10 days from the entry of this order. I'm imagining they haven't done any of this shit. Done and ordered at St. Petersburg, Pinellas County, Florida. It's a fucking signed, done deal. So they're using
Done in March. Okay, May, actually. I got
the angle that this guy is a piece of shit, that he is on record with the CFTC? Yeah, the CFTC. They're using the fact that he's been called out by DC for scamming to distract from the public legal case.
Yeah, like, the fact of the matter is, like, just because you did something bad in the past doesn't change the fact that you are the victim in the current case. You can commit a crime at some point in the past. It doesn't mean you committed murder today. It could be that you're being framed and they're using the fact that you shoplifted once as like a question to your character, and like, no, that's not how it works. You use the evidence of the current situation. So yeah, I guess he might have been in prison at some point, even if it was only for a day or two. But that's just a smokescreen for the fact that like they're the ones in the fault here in this particular case.
That shows that they're reneging on contracts that they signed because they weren't happy with what was going on. They wanted to oust Joseph from the company, despite agreeing to it in the first place because they didn't have enough money to pay all their employees. Then they go around lying that they own.
So yeah, like, I'll just summarize it basically. So they were trying to make their first game, SSR Wise. They were running out of money. This guy comes in and is willing to bail them out, as well as like pay them for like living wages and salaries to finish the game and get everything done, and then he just wants to cut of the deal when the game is finally shipped and everything. They decide that they don't want to let him get a cut of everything, despite the fact that he was like basically their lifeline. So they're just trying to paint him as like an asshole and using his past mistakes as a way to like garner sympathy, and so like tell him like, oh, so look, he's a convicted criminal, like he actually is the bad guy in this, like how can you even trust him? And never mind the fact that like this was the agreement, like you're just trying, like you just don't want him to be part of your deal anymore, and now you're ousting him, you're reneging your contracts, and yada yada yada. They're the Protag and the other devs, they're the ones at fault here, unfortunately. And like I said, there's like some I think it's a little too early to like really 100% be certain if this is true or not, but it seems like there are complaints that there are shared assets between Synapse Chronicles and SSR Wise, which we know everything in SSR Wise belongs to Gehrman and his company now, like period. Like they agreed to it. The courts simply made sure that that deal was upheld, that they were trying to like weasel their way out of, and they can't be like doing anything with those assets anymore because it's not theirs anymore. And considering how quickly Synapse Chronicles kind of came out of nowhere, because like remember I played the demo for SSR Wives October last year, and this trailer came out literally just a few days ago, like about a week ago. That's a pretty quick turnabout to make a completely different game. So I'm just gonna kind of say it, I highly doubt that they're not using some sort of assets from SSR Wives in this new game. And remember, the deal that they were trying to weasel their way out of, but eventually had to like concede and admit like, yeah, fine, like we don't have rights to this, was that they had to turn over all assets that belonged to SSR Wives to the original game. So even if there's nothing in this trailer, stuff like this, and I'm guessing like there's some other stuff that I haven't seen before, makes me think that yeah, they probably have shoved some assets into this game that should not be there. Like if there are placeholders, that's fine, I think. I mean, it's not fine, it's still illegal, but they shouldn't be showing it off is what I'm saying. I mean, they openly claim, they basically just admitted that Protag openly admitted that they still have like the documents and the laptops and all the assets on there, which they shouldn't have them. That's illegal NTR. They're basically cheating. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's not a bad comparison. But yeah, like long story short, this is a case where the publisher is the one in the right, and the poor innocent baby devs are actually the ones trying to weasel out of a deal that they agreed to, and they decided they no longer like the terms of the deal, so they're altering it and pray that they don't alter it further. It's really scummy, honestly. And again, they're like this. They're using this guy's past of like having, you know, he did do some like fraud in the past. They're using his past and the fact that, like, you know, people's knee-jerk reaction will be to side with the devs, because, you know, we all are kind of like we've seen so many times where devs were fucked over by their publishers. So it makes sense that they're kind of getting sympathy when you actually like dig into it, like Technicals did here. They shouldn't be getting sympathy. They're the bad guys in this situation. Legally, they're wrong. And again, like my final closing with all this is just like, I'm conflicted because again, I loved this demo. It was so good. This art style and this team, they are really good developers. They are really good game developers. It was amazing. I loved it. And I'm still upset that the game is not going to be made by them. It might still be made, but it won't be by the same team. And then I see this, the new Synapse Chronicles, and it also looks really good. And I want it to succeed and be good. But there's all this legal case, and it like behind the scenes, the dev team is they're just being really scummy. So like, even if the game does come out, even if they make it completely clean and like they use 100% original assets and they realize and they actually like take it down the straight and narrow path, like, you know, don't be scummy about it, like, and do it properly, I'm not sure if I can support it, because they tried to weasel a guy out of money because they didn't want to follow through with their deal that they agreed with. Because like, this guy saved their company. Like, this game would never have gotten as far as it did if it wasn't for Gehrman and his company. But yeah, it's just a really conflicted thing, because like, again, like, just the gameplay is amazing, the art style's gorgeous, this is everything I want in a game, and then the devs are fucking scummy. I don't know, like, the only way I can really see this is like being able to get it and like feeling clean about it, assuming it even comes out, is them like openly admit it, like, okay, yeah, we fucked up, like, we shouldn't have done that, we reneged on a deal, we shouldn't have done that, it's our fault, SSRY was never finished in the first place, there's no chance that we're gonna be able to finish that, but we want to apologize for our bad actions, and we're going to make our new game as cleanly as possible, all original assets, and we're going to be 100% transparent with what we're doing. But for that to happen, I think they need to be like pressured, and people need to call them out, because I think as of now, as far as I'm aware, the sentiment is still that they're the victims, which is just like fucked up and kind of scummy. Because like, how many people are watching this video by Technicals? This video's got like 8,000 views. Like, how many people are actually willing to like go into like into the legal cases and actually do a little bit of digging? It's not even that much digging. It's actually pretty small in the grand scheme of things. I mean, there are people calling out. There's like this post and everything. Like, he's sharing his side of the story, but like, how many people are like siding with him? I don't know. I'm not really keeping up with that. I don't know. Right now, Synapse Chronicles is not on Steam anymore. Their Patreon's down. It might never come up because illegally they're wrong. They're potentially using assets that do not belong to them. And even if it's found out that they're not using any assets, or they agree to stop playing and just like hand over everything that isn't theirs. Even if that happens, it still would leave a sour taste in my mouth, unless they're willing to like openly admit, like, yeah, we kind of played you guys, like, playing for sympathy, and like, we're the ones wrong here. And I don't think they would be willing to do that, because it's really hard for people to admit when they're wrong, especially when it comes to something like as big as like a legal case. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's such an unfortunate thing. Again, such a great studio in terms of talent, but really scummy people. The really, really scummy and manipulative people. I'm very upset. I'm very upset. Thanks, guys. Oh, hey, Kurakami. Welcome. Just ranting about the usual bullshit. But, yeah. This was like a smaller story. I imagine like nobody but me really cares about it. Because again, like this isn't like SSRY. It wasn't like a particularly popular game. Like, there are definitely people who care about it, but it's not really being talked about very much. And I think I'm one of the few people who might be talking about it in ridiculing, or not ridiculing, in criticizing the devs, whereas I imagine most people, again, are like siding with them and spreading their lies, when again, it's pretty easy to find that they're lying. Just go look up the documents. So I don't know, I wish I was bigger so I could like help promote this, and like I don't know, like if we could pressure them into apologizing, then I could like clear my conscience and I can play the game. But I don't. That's never gonna happen. So whatever. It's a relatively small story. I don't think anyone's really talking about or cares about. But I don't know. I found it interesting because I was really invested in the game, and it's a bummer that it might never happen now or anything like it. Or we'll see. Trailer was just weird. Yeah, the trailer is weird, but it's like weird in like a fun, surreal kind of way. I love this kind of shit. It's just so frustrating again. But how's it going, Kuro? Kuro plays what? I don't know what that. I don't get it. But yeah, that's basically it regarding like SSR wise and the Synapse Chronicles bullshit. Last little bit. The Power World basically lost the lawsuit with Nintendo. They can't submit any more any details, and it looks like at best Hassan Kayami. But there was no Hassan today. We didn't see him, unfortunately. Girl play. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. Oh, I can't see it because it's so tiny. Colder now. I get it. I need to get like a lightning bolt in me. That's pretty good. Pretty cool. That's good. I'm tired and I'm just like my brain's all jumbled and shit. I don't recognize what's going on. But yeah, Nintendo, it looks like they're gonna lose a lawsuit. At best, they're gonna get like 30K out of the so far it looks like it is. It's not official. The official ruling will be in October, so we still have some time left. But it seems like at this point, it's very, very, very likely that it is a Nintendo loss at best. And again, this is the highest number they could possibly get is 30K from the lawsuit, basically for like damages, and that's essentially it. And 30K is not even enough to cover the expenses for the lawyer. So not only did they lose the case, it looks like, but they're also gonna lose money out of the case too. Because their lawyers are going to cost like in excess of like 100 grand, I imagine. So like they're going to come out of this with even less money. So that's always good. Again, a loss for Nintendo is a win for everybody. If this goes well, we could definitely see like more like Power World being more brave in their updates. Because basically Nintendo can't tell them to do anything at this point. They can do whatever they want. And they could even make like a sequel potentially, and that like follows the classic formula of Pokemon, where like you go around a region and you collect funny little badges for battling other, I don't know, POW, not trainers, POW observers or something like that. I don't know. So basically, we might see a influx of like monster collectathon games and with similar structures to Pokemon, and good because like Nintendo has no competition and they basically wanted to like ice everyone out, and that's bad for business. That's bad for competition. It basically encourages them to just make no innovation, don't even try anymore. I still get pissed off at like how Pokemon Z to A made millions of dollars and millions of sales by basically not even trying, which is just fucking pathetic. It's just, I hate it. But maybe now they might be scared, and they might in the future, maybe not anytime soon, but in the future there might be actual competition, and they'll be forced to grudgingly start trying again, and maybe Pokemon can start getting good again. I doubt it, or if it does happen, it's not gonna be anytime soon, but we'll see. And in addition to that, it's just like, God, like, because it's unfortunate because like they know like the Pokemon brand carries itself, like people will flock to it like sheeps and will just buy it simply because it's Pokemon, and it's like, fucking stupid. Never see Dan said before. It's a good song. I really love it. Literally backpedal and core to try and win. It's pretty pathetic at this moment. They pay out at the moment. If they win somehow, it's only 30K. Yeah, the 30K is like the max they can get. It will likely be lower because 30K is just like the absolute limits of what they can get. So I hope they walk away with like what, 10 grand at most. That'd be hilarious. The Final No offense, fanboys are hardcore. Yeah, like they will eat the slop like happily. Like, oh, they made me happy when I played my my Wii like 2 decades ago. So I just need to tell myself that this $80 game is totally worth it, even though it isn't. I'm just as happy as I once was then. I'm reliving my childhood. And like, oh, you're fucking pathetic. I had like a whole idea of a rant I could have gone on, like how like they're also encouraging this bullshit with like their kids. Like I think I told you like the story of like how this one chick, I think it was like a lady on Tumblr, saying how she happily buys her niece, her nephew the next Pokemon game, even though she knows that it's bad, because like I want to give him the magic of Pokemon that I knew when I was a kid. And my response is like, bitch, just give him your copy of Emerald or whatever. Like that would be infinitely cheaper and more productive, and you'll actually give him a good game as opposed to like the newest Scarlet and Violet game. I think Scarlet and Violet was the one that was out at the time and I was bitching about. Like Scarlet's so fucking bad. Or even better yet, get him like a little emulation machine. Like I have like my Mia Mini, which is over my desk over there. That's like $60. You can get him one of those, and then you can give him like 10 copies of like old Pokemon games, like everything from Blue and Red all the way up to like the DS games. He would have infinitely more fun with that than the $500 Switch 2 and the $80 Switch or Scarlet game, all for just $60. Like, what are you doing? You're giving him a worse quality. You're giving your poor nephew worse quality for a heftier price. Like, what are you doing? Goddamn, so stupid. If I ever had kids, I'm just giving them an emulation toy. They're gonna have way more fun with that than like the newest like Switch 3 or whatever. Fucking morons. Anyway. New cat girl game. Oh, car girl game. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think it's Project GT. Is it GT? Yeah, it's this one. We can take a peek at this before we end.
Project Showcase. In this video, we will present a brand new
This looks pretty cool.
That blends high-speed racing with
Everything not complete. Oh,
combat,
I'm sorry,
a
TOA.
racing world
Here you
that
go.
combines speed, strategy, and immersive
Mwah.
narrative.
Thank you for
At
reminding me. I'm
extreme speeds and
sorry.
on complex road conditions, players not only need
To get into my
precise
rants and I
control,
forget.
but
So
also
look at
need
the
to
redeem
make
list.
tactical judgments in an instant.
This.
We have built a highly dynamic control
But yeah, this game looks really cool. It's basically kind of like a battle card game similar to Mario Kart, but with like hot anime girls who are based on
feedback system
real life cars.
that transforms
Everything must
into
become
an
anime
easy-to-learn,
girls, basically.
difficult-to-master operating experience.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Interception,
Actually, it's pretty good.
tactics,
The fact that it's a mobile game makes me think it might be a gacha game. I don't
Key
know actually.
navigation roles with different roles seamlessly switch between each other in a high-speed rhythm. Unlike traditional racing games, GT achieves a
Sort of
fusion
one.
of real car culture and ACG character expression. Each character is designed based on a real
Yeah, I'm not sure what
physical
they're gonna do with
profile
it. It might be a
to enhance
Kickstarter. It might be a
speed and
standalone
immersion.
game.
We developed a
Well, it's on
series of
Kickstarter, but I think it might
specialized
be a gacha
performance
game. It might be
technology,
standalone. Either way, it looks
material
interesting. I'm actually looking forward to
airflow
it.
simulation and wake systems, all work.
Especially because like a lot of people were comparing it to Uma Musume, which I think is kind of intentional. I mean, their cover art is this for the game, which has like a girl running, and she clearly has like horse ears and tail. So clearly they're kind of leaning into that Uma Musume comparison. But I think this is cooler. Like I like Uma Musume. I think it's funny. It's very cute. A lot of the girls are very hot, but the game is so boring. I hate the game. I hate the Uma Musume game. It's just so fucking boring. Dailies
Speed,
take so fucking
strategy,
long.
and immersive.
You basically have to do a campaign every day if you want to like get all your dailies done. It's just it's not time friendly. I do not like it. But this though, a racing game I can just potentially like play anytime I want. Like I'm way more for this. This looks a lot funner. Also, I'd rather like be controlling the characters than actually, just basically betting on them and like clicking on things to make their stats a little better, and like that's boring. This looks fun though. Is it ethical to plop them? People already plopped their cars. People already plopped their cars. That's actually a thing. Actually, I just found out about an anime. There's a girl in the anime. She gets sexual gratification from rubbing onto her motorcycles. She likes to rub them, if you know what I mean. I think it's like Bubblegum Crisis, something like that. It's an old anime from like the 90s. I'm a LARPer for Uma Musume. I really love the Uma still, been love, but I don't play the game. Yeah, same. I'm just the exact same. I love the universe. I think Uma is really fun and cute, and the anime was fun too. But I hate the game. The game was so fucking boring. I can't with it. But this though, I can definitely see myself playing this someday, maybe. Again, like it's still very much. I assume it's like in the alpha equivalent of an early alpha. But we'll see. I think it'd be really good. The RE0 LARP is what's insane. What do you mean the RE0 LARP? Oh, so let me like fucking get my thing. There you go. Let's look at the press for Subaru's parents. I'm very far behind in RE0. Like I said, I think for this I got up to like season 2, so I don't know anything. I only know for certain that I did finish season 1. I remember them fighting like a whale or something like that. I'm so far behind. I need to get back into it someday. Anyway, pretending to be fans because they saw a hype edit. Want to make me a mod on YouTube? Oh yeah. We didn't really need a mod, YouTube mod. I don't know how to do it on YouTube. Let me see. Oh, there you go. This would be a standard mod. There we go. Now you're a mod on YouTube, dude. Yeah, there's not many people on YouTube, unfortunately, but thank you for reminding me. So you can help out there as well. Yeah. But yeah, that is everything regarding what the fuck am I talking about? That's everything for today. We didn't really get into like proper in detail as I wanted to about the Pokemon lawsuit, but like we got over the gist of it. We got really into the fucking VTuber drama and the SSR waifu because again that game is just I don't want to get rid of I still have the demo, by the way, for SSR wives, and I'm gonna keep it because it's just a really fun what if to look back on, even if it makes me sad every time I look at it. Threads in the Discord, since the Demi drama had a lot of parts and other dramas in the past as well. I think it would, yeah, if you want to make like a thread for something, if you know how to do that, go ahead. Sorry, Amelia, I love Aqua. That's fair. Aqua's best girl. Actually, no, best girl is Ram. What are you talking about? Actually, no, best girl is Beatrice. Yeah. Beatrice is best girl. You're right. But Ram is a close second. I do enjoy Ram a lot. Anyway, that's it for the weekly debrief. We got through a lot of stuff. So season 4. Well, I haven't seen that season, so I choose to ignore it. Anyway, we got through a lot of stuff. Again, drama is always coming. It felt like it was gonna be a slower week this week, but then everything kind of came up like last minute, like the past few days, the past like today and then yesterday was like pretty hectic. A lot of my stories came from like earlier today and last night. So there's always gonna be more stuff to talk about, whether we like it or not. So anyway, but I hope you guys had fun talking about the drama and laughing at it. Just giving my 2 cents, and I hope you appreciate my ramblings and yada yada yada. The Gecko Bunko Crossing Void died. I don't know what that is. I think there's like another indie game that might have happened, but this like failed, which is like, well, now I know, I get it. Like a title that you were really excited for, and then it just gets shot in the foot. Press balls. Yes, you crushed several balls too, and I'm very proud of you. You did a good job. Anime IP game. But yeah, we'll post a suggestion. Sure. But yeah. It's the end of the week, so I will try to have the schedule up by tomorrow. I will say we're definitely gonna try to fit in Fallout Chicago demo into sometime next week. I would like to do it Monday, but I might need some time to set up a character because I don't want to go into the demo with like a level 1 character. I don't have a game ready. I'd like to get a character to like level 20 at least, something like that. So we'll see how that goes. Demolition Day. It might be a demolition. Well, to be fair, demolition implies like it's multiple demos, but really we're just gonna be playing the one demo because it's a long demo. We might not even finish it next week. We might have to like extend it into the week after. So we'll see what happens. But again, I need to figure out what day I want to do it on because I would like to do it as soon as possible, so Monday, but I might have to delay it to like Wednesday to give myself time to do some other stuff, to get the game ready and like install like the additional mods I want to put, because like I need to like do the Viva Las Vegas thing, which is like a base version of the game to make it more stable, and then I want to add like additional mods because I want to go in with like some mod weapons because like, you know, I want the drip and like maybe some animation mods too. So that might take some time. I'll see how long it takes, and maybe we could do it by Monday, but it probably would push the Wednesday. We'll see. I'll have to schedule out by tomorrow. Anyway, guys. Yeah. Thank you for showing me a good time like you always do. I always appreciate it. Hope you all stay happy and healthy, and I'll see y'all again real soon, right? Later. Alright guys, have a good night. Bye bye.